to take the overlay at some point. But anyway, hi internet, welcome back to Phandelver and below / beyond / maybe need a new name, but probably not going to this point. We're back. We missed a couple weeks there between work and PAX East and stuff, and we may be off next week too. I don't know. We're figuring stuff out, but either way, we're here tonight, and we're gonna be at a wedding, maybe or not. The party has, if you missed last time, they went through the harrowing effort of resurrecting Bishop, which they were able to do that. Although
Thank
not
you.
as harrowing as they thought it would be. Kind of actually barely an inconvenience, really. And he came back. They decided to travel to Soot's home because Soot was getting married. They got this letter in the mail. And they realized that, well, Soot's here, so she's not getting married. Who is in fact getting married? Through some sleuthing around, have found out that it is apparently that doppelganger that they let escape from Wave Echo Cave has taken on Soot's sort of life here. And lo and behold, Soot's getting married to a tiefling, well, who was once a bard and part of Gable's old crew, now going under a new name. And they're apparently both getting married. And there was a lot of the back and forth as to what's going on, how have things been, and everybody seems pretty happy with what's going on, right? So its parents are happy to have her home. Her new fiance, soon to be husband, is apparently everybody loves him. He's just great. He's there with um his like what do we say, 8-year-old son, something like that. And everybody seems super happy. Things are going great. They're prepping for the weddings in a couple days' time. And when the party snuck out there to try to make their way back in with Soot disguised as Seneth, they encountered a someone working in the grounds, a groundskeeper, in form of Bronson, who came here to try and help figure it out, what's going on. And now the party is it was that evening. Everybody's going to try to find a place to rest and prepare for what the hell they're going to do. Are they going to wait? Are they going to try to go for the super drama moment of waiting till the wedding to unveil it? Does speak now or forever hold your peace and be like, wait a minute, that's not me? Or are they going to just try to do a quiet assassination? Who knows what the plan is? I don't.
I don't.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened last time. Oh, and we did also find out that one of the halfling brothers was dead. Their head sent in a box to Gable, along with a kind of scathing, taunting little message from Reese. So did I miss anything of import from last time?
I think you're good. Do you have the text of that letter? Could you s- copy and
Yeah.
paste if you have a second? I don't.
Uh,
Uh,
Go ahead.
also, we talked to Jebri about doing a tasting.
That's right. Yes.
Mhm.
We're gonna do I forget, was it just a tasting of everything for the wedding?
For the wedding.
All meals,
Yeah.
or was it cake specifically? I don't remember if we discussed
I think it was like the dinner.
the dinner. Okay, so the meals.
Yeah.
So like cocktail hour, all that stuff, and then eventually the food. Got it.
Yeah.
They need the correct cocktail.
Yeah, right. So you got to have the right appetizers and things.
Mhm.
Also, I mean, they're not really going to be doing pictures. So like
Yeah.
the bride and groom will actually get to enjoy their cocktail hour. They won't have to
Oh
be.
well, they'll have the portrait hour.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
gonna take a lot longer.
I was gonna say that's even
Mhm.
worse. You just have to sit still for an
Yeah.
hour while people paint you. You know what? Magic exists. There's got to be a magic. Can you magic picture?
Tilverton is petitioned to be the fucking portrait maker.
I have always stolen the animated newspapers from Harry Potter and paintings because I just
Wow.
love them so much.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Mm. Anyway.
So many fond memories of that serious black.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh
good.
yeah.
So, did we figure out where you guys were? Oh, because there was some sneaking around done at night where Gable snuck off to try to track down his former associate, and then kind of saw them
I
just
cast True Polymorph on myself to become another Soot because I want to know what love is.
So yeah, you guys all had a place to stay within the keep, if I recall, and you were staying kind of out of the way, away from the general area, so you'd be able to kind of go about your business. And then, so you're planning.
Bronze is going to stay undercover. I'm going to go back out.
Okay, go back to being a groundskeeper.
I've been out in the groundskeeper. I can't just disappear before the wedding. Guys, I got a to-do list. I got to get some shit ready.
All
you're
right, if
still
you
working?
feel like you need to.
Well, yeah, because I've been telling people what to do for the last couple of days, waiting for all this.
All right. I mean, if you have work
Actually,
to do.
no, I haven't. I
I was gonna say.
I forgot. I treed out here. That was the plan.
One
Actually,
morning.
that's all. Guys, I think I'm just gonna rest. I think I'm a little tired. Show me where the room's at.
I think you went a little too deep undercover.
Yes, it's been a long time for you. I mean, lots of travel.
It's the best of them.
So, are you role playing as me right now? What is with this accent?
No, I'm Seneth. Don't
Oh.
you see from my visage?
Right. No, he does come off a little bit douchey like that. So yes, that's fine.
Why did you think I was role playing you if it was coming off as douchey?
Because I'm douchey. Was that not clear?
By the way, just for everybody out there, I took time at PAX East and I was like, Jonathan, what's your schedule for the next couple weeks? To see if I could get him to show up as Senate
Oh my
for the
God.
wedding.
I had an inkling.
But
I was like, what if he
unfortunately, timing is just not going to work out. Otherwise, we would
Yeah.
have had him. But I mean, who knows? It might not even get to the wedding. It may all be ended beforehand. But if it were to get to that
I
point,
made sure to properly tell him that Bronson thinks he's a bitch.
he did. I know. He told me. I went to talk to him. I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you heard anything about what's going on." He goes, "Oh, I know. Robert told me I'm a bitch." That's I was like- so.
Look,
Just
buddy.
speaking truth, Jonathan. I don't know. What to
So anyway, yeah, we chatted about that over those late night chicken nuggets that showed up.
Hell yeah.
Garrett's
Yeah,
200 chicken nuggets.
I miss cons specifically for late night chicken nuggets and shit.
It was like 2:30 in the
But
morning.
not Philly cheesesteak.
Garrett ordered 200 chicken nuggets and like 8 large fries from
Jesus.
McDonald's.
They were the
Oh my
best nuggets.
God.
They were the
ever
best
had.
nuggets I've ever had. Yeah,
I don't know how he got hot nuggets delivered, but it was impressive.
it was very yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
More
it's,
impressive
Hot nuggets
is
in
Jonathan
your area.
somehow appearing when 200 nuggets appeared.
yeah, that is awesome.
It's like a
He just sensed a disturbance and was
Yeah.
like, chicken nuggets, you say?
as a truffle hunter for chicken nuggets.
Uh-huh.
So we're sleeping,
Yeah.
and then the next day we are researching for doppelgangers. That's what I
Yes.
wanted to do.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I guess give me your expectations to go to like the library, do a bunch of research about doppelgangers, and then there's this tasting that you have planned where you're hoping to get everybody in the same room. Is that the goal?
I was thinking out on the patio.
Sure. Like in this nice garden visage that I've put together in the background
Yes,
here.
yes. Mhm.
Makes sense.
The veranda.
On
Yeah.
the veranda.
Yeah, I generated a map for us in D&D Beyond Maps. There's nothing to see there. It's just artwork, but
It's nice.
yeah. It's the non-animated version of the background we're using on the stream here. So this is kind of what I'm imagining it looks like here in the back, where they're gonna set up the tables for the
Gorgeous.
tasting. So, Yeah. Then you're I mean, obviously you said you convinced them that they need to do a tasting because you want to have them both fake Soot and the groom attend out here. Then and that's we're just gonna suss it out. Do you have any more plans that I should be aware of,
Oh
or what's
yeah, yeah. I want to talk to my parents as Seneth and drop some information and then maybe perhaps drop something else on not-Soot.
okay? All right, you guys wake up in the morning. Soot's plan is to stay as Seneth and do research in the library about doppelgangers.
Mhm.
The rest of you, are you planning to go to do said research with her, or what's your plan? Just gonna stay in bed?
Uh,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just read a book, wait for this all to blow over.
Yeah.
No, I'll help out with the research.
Okay.
Is Dame Agatha there?
She wouldn't be because it's not like the wedding's not now. Like she wouldn't doesn't have any reason to be here ahead of time. Just like really, Seneth doesn't have any reason to be here ahead of time either, but he is.
Yeah. Well, Seneth.
You know,
Mhm.
she's
He's doing his own thing.
down the road, so like the day of the wedding, she'll be here.
Because Dame Agatha, if I remember correctly, has been around in Soot's life since she was little, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I
So
remember
she
a
might be a
lot of
person
these
to
people
talk
have
to.
been as well
Yeah.
with like dinner parties and things.
Mm-hmm.
But Dame Agatha was more involved
Correct.
in her. Yeah.
In
She's
a
more like
more
the
day to
aunt.
day as opposed to like at parties. But most of these the people that you met, most of them have been around because since Soot was little is around when her parents came into possession of their riches and things. So
Sure.
mines.
Yeah. And then, do we know who originally sealed Soot's? No. Okay.
You didn't even know it was a thing till a little bit ago.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Those are things.
So those are things. I was refreshing my memory right here, right now.
Got it.
Okay, no, I'm down to help with the research. Maybe I'll look into if there's like a family genealogy book or something like that.
Sure. Okay. Anybody else? Any other plans or specific things that are separate from doing research that I need to know about?
I will
I want-
continue maintaining my cover in in the orchard.
Okay. You got it.
Yeah. What was Gable disguised as?
I was just invisible. I just
Yeah.
used
Oh
invisibility.
right. Okay.
I would like to have Gidget basically fly around and keep an eye on Valen, if possible. Like
Yeah.
try to keep an eye on him from outside.
From a non-conspicuous way. Like a bird flying around in the house is odd. But outside,
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
it's odd.
it is a very fat bird. It is very noticeable.
It is true.
With a monocle and a
It's
top
true.
hat.
Yeah, I was gonna say the monocle and the top.
Oh no, we're
hat,
just
really.
adding to the art.
Yep. Yep.
He's not a duck.
I didn't say
He
quack.
is in our
penguin.
game.
Yeah, he said wank.
No, it reminds me of the quack button from Duck Game.
He's
Ducky.
he is more
So
Gunter
good.
from Adventure Time than anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fair.
UAV active.
Yeah.
I would like to be still on the grounds, but hidden maybe amongst like some of the trees on the outskirts, so that if needed, I can, move in closer or whatnot. But yeah, I think right now I have to wait for the right opportunity to do like anything. So I'm kind of vibing off of everybody else's plans while also, if an opportunity comes where he's separated from his child,
Mm-hmm.
then that might require some investigation.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody break. Head off in your general directions. I guess we'll cut to the library here first because that's the most easy one to kind of figure out. So, yeah, you're looking for family genealogy, I guess, right? Jake and,
Yep.
and LB, you're looking for doppelganger, just like generic doppelganger information or anything specific,
Yeah,
or
I'm not sure how much Soot would know about doppelgangers in general. So she wants to make sure she knows enough before going in, because she knows a moonbeam, if they fail to save, will uh,
convert them back.
revert them back. But that's all she knows.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and make me, I guess, an Arcana check. You have the aid of the library, so we can go ahead and make that at advantage.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh, there it goes. I can hear my computer revving. I forgot to turn on the thing. Going at advantage. You son of a bitch. 15.
Okay. That was what. Yeah. Okay. So
Yep.
what you're able to figure out, a couple of things, right? So doppelgangers, no one's really sure where they came from or how they were sort of created. They have a general kind of nondescript humanoid form with no real kind of overt features. They have the capability to shapeshift into any human-like form. They have mind reading capabilities, which they often use to pull information from to help bolster their disguise. They, why they do what they do could vary, for a great deal of different reasons. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything else of interest that you get here with a 15. They're not 100% solo work. Like sometimes they do work in groups.
Yeah.
And that the most common way to make a changeling is if a doppelganger breeds with a normal human, is what typically leads to the creation of a changeling.
Are they humanoid, like in terms of spells?
They are a monstrosity in terms of spells, but
Ooh.
they have the subcategory of shape changer.
Okay.
So that would mean like there are things that do specifically say shape changer, like
Yep.
like Moonbeam, for example, right? It says it'll force a
Yeah.
shape changer back to its original form. Here, so again, I guess traditional stuff for changeling stuff, right? It's typically a doppelganger will usually take on like more often than not, it's like a male form more than anything. And the child usually appears to be a member of its kind of mother's species until like adolescence. They love to just D&D loves to sample like X-Men. Like when then your X power will activate and then you'll be able to shape change once you reach adolescence.
Yeah.
So
Not a phase.
correct.
Puberty.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You only got a 15, but you do have a pretty extensive library. Like that's the majority of the capabilities of a doppelganger. Trying to think if there's anything that goes beyond that. Hard to say. We'd be diving
we
into
could have
older edition
Maury
lore.
Povitz, who's the father situation now that we know that
I said
how
nothing
changelings
of.
work.
I mean, that's traditional. I said traditional, right? So we'll leave that out there. I'm sure I could ask Ed Greenwood. He'd give me all sorts of great information on doppelgangers in the Forgotten Realms. Don't ask questions you're not ready for the answers for. That's all I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
You'll get all sorts of information you didn't need to know.
Didn't want to know.
It's true.
Yeah.
A suckling amount of information.
God damn it.
So, Soot will relay this information to Bishop, who is there with her. And she says, "Didn't one of us have silvery barbs? Is that Gable? Who does that?"
That was you, Seneth, back in the day. You did
Ah,
that. Way back when.
right. Well, you understand
Before
that
your head injury. Yes.
Right. Well, yes. Well, there's no one else here, Bishop, so I know that I can't do that.
I look around just in case there's somebody else here. I don't trust that there's nobody else here. I lean in. I say, I don't trust there's nobody else here.
Oh, all right. Well, I just want to make sure that if I win, I pop off, that it is going to work as I intended.
Let me look at my stuff. There's nothing I can do to help that,
Fair.
unfortunately.
I fear I am going to need to borrow Bronson's Ring of Mind Shielding, though.
Yeah, I mean, if they can read minds, then that's pretty fair. I'll just think a thing over and over again.
Or avoid them completely.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
Act like a lover scorned.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna act like you're +1, I think.
Oh, right. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Would like my...
Just yeah. I don't know. Doesn't matter. We don't have to get into too much detail of specifics.
Yes, I didn't know this form would be appealing to you.
Part of the cover.
Oh, right. Of course.
Right. But okay. All right. So we got to get that ring.
Yes. And
Yes.
Bronson is just out doing yard work, so I suppose I
Yes.
could travel out there. What are you looking at?
Me? Well, let me see. Ted, should I roll something?
So you're looking to just like, I mean, what are you trying to get out of this? I guess is the question.
Okay. I would like to eventually lead to figuring out where or if there's like adoption papers for Soot.
Ah, boy. No, there's not. Here's what I'll tell you. There's
Okay.
not much. There's not like you're thinking, I feel like, in terms of like you're imagining like, oh, the grand history of the Feldspar family.
They're the start of the tree.
They are the start of the tree. They
Okay,
were
got it.
like, there's not any information. This is stuff that I'll just tell you, but it's not stuff that like they came from nothing, quite literally. Didn't have anything going for them, don't have a grand family history to look up. They, again, as Soot's aware of now, were granted nobility, granted all this in exchange for raising Soot.
Okay.
That's the kind of deal you're not going to find paperwork for in a book.
Okay.
That's like
That's
you
fair.
signed on the dotted line and that contract disappears kind of a thing. Like
Ursula style.
Ursula
I get
style.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Thievish.
But like totally everything's fine. Like nothing bad's happened. I don't know what you guys are worried about. Look at how good things have been so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was just re-alphabetizing the books by title.
Were you
So-
just coming here to keep an eye on me?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, just to be close, I guess.
Are you worried about the kind of person that I am now?
But no, I just don't want to be alone.
Oh, that's very sweet. Are you all right?
Yeah, no, yeah,
You could make
I'm
an
good.
insight check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd love to. I
Yeah.
should love to. It's a 19 on the dice. 29.
14 deception. No, not all right. In fact,
What's going on?
yeah. So I guess I'm worried. This isn't the first time I've felt like I've come back. Um, it's a fun little trick the mind flayers like to play, where they
Oh, right.
cast you back, and then turns out 50 years later we were kidding.
Oh,
So
that's awful.
yeah, but nothing. That was always like a happily ever after, and this is like normal insanity. So I'm hoping that this is it. This is real life. Um,
Seneth puts his hand on your cheek. I'm right
I
here.
I lean into it a little bit, tear up a little.
I'm right here. I promise. This is real.
Robert. Now Kuja, everybody. Hi. What? All these hands.
Sorry,
You feel
sorry.
you feel the heat of Sineth's nugget breath on your neck.
Because let's be real, if Jonathan were in that scene, that is what he would do.
Yeah.
Just
Get your fingers out of my mouth, please.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't resist.
This body is doing strange things.
Like the 4 other hands all back into the water. Doctor Strange back
Doppelganger
into
Sineth just as DTF.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having
Guys, we're
weird
having a moment.
tangential thoughts here.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just settling back in. That's all. I'll get there. How are you with everything?
Oh, well, pretty pissed off actually. Someone taking over my life and revealing shortcomings, I suppose.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be just who your parents would most find most pleasant. I mean, you're you.
Well, yes, but I've been away for 4 months, it seems, and I would have come back and I would have spent time, but honestly, if we hadn't been gone in the far realm for so long, I don't know how often I would come to visit. And I know that they understand that I am an adventurer now, and I will adventure and come back at my own pace, but seeing how happy they are that I'm here and settling, I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Well, your parents mostly seem happy that you're happy. I mean, it's like I'm sure that once this all, gets brought out into the open, the truth, they'll, what are they gonna pick the doppelganger because it's easy and convenient? That would be insane. They
Yes.
raised you. They love you. They know you're a free spirit. They want you to be happy, and this is what they think you being happy is right now. So they're supportive. But they've been supportive of everything you've done.
Yes. And what if they... I mean, I don't think that they know that I'm a devil. What if they don't approve?
You're not a devil. You're you.
But I am. That's what I am. I am part, at least, devil. And part elf. And whatever that makes is me. I am Soot. I am Red Soot.
A little bit of
I'm
Seneth.
a little bit of Senate right now, but there's a lot of me that's changed since I've seen them before.
Look, you're not defined by your parentage or, you know, who made you. You're defined by who you are, how you act. You saved the world. You saved the realm. You're a hero. You're a good person.
Yes, but that was Soot. I'm not just Soot anymore. And I'm trying to figure out what that means.
Well, you are what you do. So whatever you do from here on out is who you are. Like a phoenix risen. You have a whole new go on this.
I just hope who I am is acceptable.
Find you very acceptable.
You don't
Anyway,
really know me.
I think I do. Or I'd like to. Then I put my hand on Seneth's hand. One of the serving people comes in.
Yeah,
sees it,
it's like, oh, sorry.
I'm out here.
Right.
Unusual. The gossip starts.
Mhm.
Well, you are my +1.
Mm.
Anyways, we should probably make sure the others aren't getting up to any trouble.
Oh, yes. Probably a good idea.
And I should find Bronson.
Yes, get that ring.
Shall we?
Yes.
Walk in the garden?
Yeah, sounds wonderful. And I'll give you my arm, but you're short, so I go way down.
Was Seneth short?
Isn't he short?
I don't
I
recall.
don't remember.
I thought he was.
I just
Was he
picture
not
him
a
as
halfling?
Jonathan.
No, he was a half elf.
A half elf. Okay, so then we just walk arm in
100%
arm.
bitch.
We'll say for my ego, he's a little bit shorter.
Okay. We shall go find Bronson.
Tally ho.
All right.
Cue the Axel Foley theme. Dun, 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 dun.
Love it.
Doo-doo.
All right. So you're outside just prepping doing yard work essentially is what it sounds like. Building flower
It's
arches.
topiary.
Yeah.
I look like the Iron Chef right as I pick one of the apples from the tree and do the aggressive side bite. Perfect first side. Oh shit! Say that.
We'll
Bronson.
say you guys arrive outside here with this. This happens
Yes.
relatively quickly.
Hello, Bronson.
Oh,
I am going to need your ring of mind shielding, please.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Soot, really.
Remember, I'm
From
not
last
actually-
night. It's still soot.
No, I know that. I know it's. God damn it! I know it's. I don't know what you're talking about with the ring of mind.
Sorry. So apparently doppelgangers can read minds. That's how they are able
Yeah.
to acclimate. Okay, well, if I am to interact with them as Soot and as Seneth, I'm going to need to have a ring of mind shielding because I can't just play song lyrics in my head over and over again.
That's fine and dandy, but who the hell's got a ring of mind shielding?
I thought you did. Isn't
You
that
have.
what you were? Wait, give me your hands.
Yeah, I got this cool spider ring. Yeah, look at it.
Did no one tell him what this was?
What do you mean?
So while we were
You-
in the while we were in the
Oh.
mind flayers lair, the mind flayers were fucking with our minds the whole time, but not yours.
Oh my god! I thought you guys were just being really bitchy about it. Oh my god!
No, we didn't like get weird
Lord,
migraines.
What people have been invading inside your minds, and this is what stopped it?
Yes.
Oh my god! I
Yeah.
almost threw this thing away.
Oh God.
Well,
Well,
That's what.
if you want, we can do tradesies, but I would really like it, please.
Holy shit! Holy shit! He takes the ring off and hands it. Oh, okay. Oh, well,
do you hear the voices now?
I don't hear shit.
Weird. You might want to get that checked out.
Well, I can't. Oh, Bishop, how the fuck am I supposed to test this now? I don't want to know. No, it's fine. I don't want any. I'm blissfully
Okay.
ignorant on this.
Wait,
Here you go. If this is the ring that this is. Never mind. Here, just take this ring.
Okay.
Thank
All right, ready? I'm thinking of a color. What color?
Gold.
No. Never mind. Didn't work.
Shit.
Okay.
That's not how it works, Bronson.
What do you mean that's not how it works?
Why not?
You're on
They sucked his brain out.
the mind shielding shields your mind from anyone getting into it.
I'm
You
trying
can't
to.
read other people's minds now.
Oh,
Hmm.
this mind shit. This is wild telekinesis. This is new age shit.
No,
This
no.
is new age shit.
Telepathy. Telekinesis is picking things up with your mind.
Zach Galifianakis. Got it.
Yes. He's my favorite comedic actor. What a
I walk
thespian.
away.
All right. I
Cool.
guess being all weird and skulking about there, Gable, I guess you see this whole interaction probably happen.
I mean, I just like, oh, good lord, by the gods, how long was he? He almost threw it away. Bronze.
It was really tight. Look at this thing. I almost got a bruise from wearing it. God.
Yeah.
What's up?
You've got a tan
Randall.
line there.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you get spray tans? Why is it such a harsh difference between your natural tone and what was under the ring?
Oh, that's just dirt. Never mind.
Oh, never mind. Oh, groundskeeper. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
You know I enjoy a good speedo at this point.
That's true too.
Please, I've dealt with enough psychic damage to last me another lifetime. I don't need any more.
The beaches of Luskin are calm.
Oh.
It's the traditional navy white stripe, but it's just the speedo. It's not the full old timey get up. Just the speedo. Chainmail chest hair and all.
Oh my god.
Luskin doesn't have any beaches. It's all like.
Well, who sold me on this cheaper townhome? God.
Oh. No, is it a timeshare? Oh,
I
you're
thought
never.
it wasn't. They said it was.
You stayed in a hotel. It was okay.
I went downstairs the night of your death, and they had a presentation, and it looked nice, and I thought maybe.
Did you sign it?
Yeah, I signed
Oh,
it.
you're done. You're screwed.
I'm
so sorry.
it makes sense. We were all in a bit of an emotional state. Some people get lured in, and times when you feel particularly low. It's fine. We just need to write, I'm sure, a notarized letter and send it to them.
No.
No?
I have no idea how to ring a
it's-
mild shielding, and I have no idea that I got myself into a cheaper townhome.
Yeah, no, the timeshare market in Luskin.
It's
It's the final bastion of pirates for
God,
sure.
I'm gonna have to get a wish spell to break out of that thing. God.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
might not
That
even
is
work.
that's the newest new age piratism is
Yeah.
just Luskin timeshares.
Luskin timeshare piracy.
I mean, it's the least assuming, right? You can fly the Jolly Roger, but people know when you're coming. When you show up in that suit with that clipboard, they don't know.
It's true.
You could stay at any hotel anywhere up and down the Sword Coast except for that one in like the center of Waterdeep. But all you got to do is listen. You don't have to sign anything, and you do that. You can bring a friend if you want, and
Bring a
then
friend.
you can stay at and you pick your dates. No blackout dates. It's great. Well, who wouldn't want to stay at that great inn up in Neverwinter, right? I mean,
There are actually some maintenance fees though that you're gonna have to pay for yearly, and if we decide to do any improvements, right, we'll vote by committee. But you'll be on the hook for that as well.
I thought
I didn't-
Harvard Wester was evil.
I didn't think that I could think lower of Luskin. And then this conversation happened.
Well, you got to know not to sign anything in Luskin.
I mean, that's fair.
they weren't in Luskin though. It was an outreach program.
It's an LLC.
Yeah,
They bought me a beer and a cheeseburger, and I caved. I'm
a
sorry.
Luskin Limited Corporation.
Exactly.
Can I see Valen through my
Do we-
magic bird?
I guess we can get back to the plot, Cujo. God, we're having fun talking about timeshare scams. God damn it.
All this has got me nervous. I got to go to the outhouse. I'll be right back. God damn it.
I follow Soot.
Okay. I'm gonna say, yeah, let's see. Would he be outside at this point? I mean, you guys just woke up. It's probably breakfast time. You would imagine that he's having breakfast, so he's not outside to be seen by your bird.
Okay. This is going to be a weird question, but come with me
Yeah,
on this.
go ahead.
Last night, when I was sneaking around the property,
Yeah.
were there any servants that I saw during the dinner party that were not around last night? AKA, did they like change out staff members or something like that?
I'm gonna say, I mean, probably not. It's like they have their own like they're not so big that they're like, oh, you better take the night shift. Like it's
Nah, that's fair.
it's not a hotel.
It's all house staff.
It's a house staff,
Yeah, okay. Shit.
just kind of hanging out, waiting for the, if they need to go run and do something. But for the most part,
Just also be Seneth.
I know nothing about him, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Something tells me that our personalities aren't too different. He's douchey, I'm douchey. That solves the problem. You know,
I don't. Tell me.
okay. Oh, this is stupid.
Yep. So far, that's
So
been the theme
stupid.
of the episode. So continue.
No, I want to do one episode where I don't do anything stupid.
Oh, then don't do that then.
Hang on. Maybe you should ask your patron.
Oh,
first.
honey, it's too late. in this
Fuck you.
campaign.
Yeah, this you crossed
Don't
over
do
that.
oh honey, maybe that's my move.
Sweetie,
My sweet
Um,
son
no.
child.
Bless your soul.
Okay. All right. I'll have to rethink that plan. But can I have Gidget like fly and land maybe on like a tree branches, maybe right outside the kitchen window or something like that to be able to peek in?
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's definitely an option.
Okay. And I'll use my Nintendo DS screen
Vision.
to see what Gidget's seeing. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see people are going in and out of the kitchen, kind of prepping. It's all breakfast foods, like eggs and toast and bacon and sausage and all that kind of stuff. Just like prepping trays to bring out to presumably the dining hall.
I wipe the drool from my mouth because I can taste all of that at some point.
Yeah, it's true. You could have wedding cake and everything. if you just wait a little while.
Oh. Yeah, but they're gonna throw it out afterwards anyway. Can I have Gidget fly around? Is there a window that looks into the dining hall?
There are several windows that kind of look into the dining hall, right? Because it's got all the light and the natural light coming in. There isn't like a tree right there because they want that nice and so you can get all the natural light in there.
Okay.
But there are windows, or Gidget can either fly or just like perch on a windowsill.
We'll have him perch on a windowsill.
Okay, yeah. You can look inside and see that, the family is sitting down to breakfast. You can see Soot's parents. You can see Soot. You can see your best friend and his son, and the people just bringing out trays of food, with the various things, and everybody just having cordial conversation over breakfast.
Mm. Okay.
Everybody looks like there's like joking, laughing. Everybody's having a good time. You see cinnamon rolls, and there's like, you've got all manner, just like a big old thing of home fries, like always. It's got onions and peppers all cut up in it. You can see they got somebody in there just to do a in-person omelet station to make omelets to order, even though like there's all this other food, and there's like scrambled eggs and like eggs over easy, but they also have an omelet station because why not?
Motherfuckers. It's fine.
I mean, who needs 6 different types of toast with different types of bread? You got all of them. They're all here.
I do. I need them.
All right. Well, you got 6 different kinds of toast. You got a big old fruit salad, all sorts of stuff.
All right. Okay. I have to think about this. I think is Gidget close enough to be able to like fly in, grab a cinnamon roll, and then fly the fuck out?
Make me a acrobatics check for your fat bird.
Am I just using my modifier? Do you want me to use
Yeah,
an
you can
actual?
just use yours. That's fine.
Okay. It's not good. I'm just
Well, yeah, they've got
12.
okay. Let me roll a d20 here.
Oh boy.
We got that's a d12. Here's one. Yeah. More grace than you think Gidget should be able to muster. Gidget flies in, grabs a cinnamon roll, and flies back out, and everybody's kind of like weirded out. This large crow raven flies in, whack, steals a cinnamon roll, and flies back out.
I want to have him fly like in the air a little bit with the cinnamon roll. I doubt anybody's gonna do anything, but just to make sure.
Yeah, nobody. They're just like,
okay,
I don't know.
Cool, good. Then I have him fly back to me so that I can have the cinnamon roll.
You can have this cinnamon roll. It's delicious. You saw they had ham, or and bacon and sausage. And they had sausage patties and they had sausage links. This is probably excessive. Nobody's going to even eat all that.
Jesus.
But they can do it because money.
Yeah.
And it's just like they've got a guest who's soon to be part of the family. They want to, do a little bit to impress. Got to have all the good food. They got that station with all the different kinds of cereal that nobody ever goes to because there's hot food, but the cereal's there. It's an option for you.
It's more an option for
the
like
8-year-old son.
Yeah, the 8-year-old son, you can go have, Fruit Loops or whatever.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
true.
Cinnamon
After
Toast Crunch.
I start eating the cinnamon roll, I just turn to the others. I need your help. I need to find a way to separate him from his son.
Okay.
At some point. I'd prefer not to murder him in front of his child.
Yeah.
But then again, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
I had one thought, but I don't think I can think of a plausible enough way to make it work. My eye thing, where I can see invisible things. If somebody were to harm me, I could mark them, and I'll always know where they are. My original thought was to possibly enter as Zenith and bump into him very aggressively, enough where I might take a little bit of damage. Gonna play with the wording there a little bit, so that I could keep track of him throughout the house.
think it unwise to double up on the visage.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Because
Also, I don't know a thing about this Zenith, so.
Yeah, and there is much backstory that it would take to fill you in on such things.
Mm.
Like oh, I don't have anything monogrammed. Hold on. She's gonna go find Jessica.
Okay, you do.
Jessica, good to see you.
Yeah.
I was wondering if perhaps you would have some spare time this afternoon to monogram my jacket. You see, I left with one of the plain ones on accident, and
And you just didn't want to go back home to get it.
it's quite far, and I didn't bring the carriage was sent back home.
Sure.
I could send for one, but what a waste of a reason. And I've heard so much of your talent in embroidery.
You gotta make me a persuasion check.
Okay.
You could send for one, which would take as much time as it would for you to go. Yeah, it's fine. Persuasion check.
He lives miles away.
There's magic all over this place. I mean,
14.
all right, she buys it.
I, of course, will pay you for your time.
And she's like, "Yeah, no,
Of course.
anything specific? Why don't you just exactly what you want, and then I'll."
Yes,
Nothing
of
busy
course.
going on this weekend, just a wedding. I'm sure they have time.
Yeah, and there's plenty of time
Yeah,
to
right.
do custom embroidery for this rich asshole over here who wants to.
Well, just get your initials on there.
Who won't go 2
Yes.
miles home to get his fucking jacket?
Yes.
But all right,
Yeah.
sure.
What a great potion.
This is
bid.
very on par for Seneth, okay? This is not out of the ordinary.
I
I'm going
know,
to say
but-
SEXY, of course.
Right, your initials, sure, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that
Yes,
legitimate?
that's his character's initials.
Zenith,
Damn it, Jonathan.
Epsilon,
Xavier,
Xavier.
Xander, Jägermeister.
Yeah,
Dirkmeister.
Jägermeister.
Wow.
yeah. That's why
Dad has
the,
has
The
best
old Jägermeister.
monograms grammist in the land is one of the notes that I have.
and that's that's why the stables that they were building were the sexy stables.
Yeah.
Because he gave the money for it, but he made them name it after him.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in Phandelver. Yeah.
Wonderful. You just you can keep that until you're finished and bring it back to me whenever it is done.
Now here's the question: the jacket that you're giving them, because you are a doppelganger and changed into Seneth.
Mhm.
What jacket are you actually giving them?
Oh, well, my clothes don't change with me.
Yeah, right. So what jacket are you
Oh,
giving
just my
them?
my traveling jacket.
Okay, just your okay, got it. I'm just
A
curious.
fancy garb that I
Okay.
have been traveling with.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
All right. I would like to rejoin the group.
Yeah, sure.
It's just Gable in a bush.
Yep.
Bronson tending to that bush, and
Uh-huh.
then we walk up to Bronson. Right. So my plan for this afternoon is to have a conversation with my parents. I honestly intend to avoid other Soot, this doppelganger, or this yes, doppelganger, as much as possible. But if then I will bring about a that I've learned a lot about changelings, because of course my best friend is one, and I had a lot of downtime because I've been sick, so I wanted to do some research, and I found out some wonderful things, and blah 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 blah, and then oops, accidentally cast moonbeam on other Soot. That is my plan. What do you all think?
Yeah,
Oh, delightful. Love it.
no notes. I think it'll work. I think you could just cast Moonbeam on other at any point.
Right. But I want to lay the groundwork and plant the seed of, oh, yes, changelings look like this.
Mm.
Remember when she was a young one and used to go into her original form all the time? And moonbeams can actually make them do that. It's one of the only things. Whoops.
I will point out
Whoop. I
that
like it.
as the dungeon master here, and then I don't have an agent in this fight right now to give you advice in game.
Look,
So
it's Flicks, the pixie.
no, that I have a thing for that. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, good.
So if she succeeds,
Yes, that is the problem.
you just cast an offensive spell on the bride in the middle of her home. So if she succeeds and doesn't change, you just look like an asshole who magically attacked her.
Right.
I just want you
Then
to be.
plan B
That's
comes into
okay.
effect.
That's just. I want to let's just put that out on the table.
Yep.
That if
Yep.
that happens, that's what like. Oh, oops.
That's why I was asking about silvery barbs.
Yeah, no, I got it. But
Is there any way? Does anyone have any spells or such that could assist constitutional type?
What is poisoned in 2024?
I drink and I heal people. Said it.
Poison is a disadvantage on attack rolls.
Okay, so it doesn't do anything for saving throws?
No, and exhaustion is -2
Minus,
per
yeah.
level of exhaustion, and you'd need to find a way to inflict multiple levels of exhaustion.
And does anyone have a hold monster spell available, perhaps? Because my hold person will not
Correct.
do that.
I do.
To tip that hand a little early, potentially that way, but do your thing.
I may have that.
What do you mean may?
I mean, two birds, one stone. Yes, I have that ability. Of course, I'd have to be able to see them. They'd have to be within 90 feet of me.
Right. Well, it will not affect their constitution at all. All right? It functions the same as hold person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's the only plan that I have, unless I am to just reveal, haha, I've been Soot the whole time.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable option.
Let's think about this. So, the doppelgangers can read minds.
Right.
The only time that this doppelganger has had with you was when we were in Wave Echo Cave, which was how long ago?
Long ago.
And
More than 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And they've only had how much time around you to be able to read your mind? They weren't around us for too terribly long.
No, but
well, it doesn't matter how long they have.
Yeah, they could have read Soot's parents' minds.
And they
then
have my
picked up the
diary.
things they wanted to hear and sent that back to them. Like some sort of parasite.
All of Soot's diaries, the entire staff. All it takes is one probing question. Hey, remember that time? And then you read them, you read the mind, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember that exactly. She's had
That's fair.
They've had 4 months at least to just read the mind of the entire staff of everyone here, parents, staff, and 4 months to read every diary that's ever written.
Yeah. The only thing that we have as an upper hand is they don't know what my true form looks like.
Correct.
But my parents also don't know that.
Also,
like
true.
they know that it is a white little thing, but they don't know what I've become. So this is the problem we're in.
Yeah.
So we can either reveal them with a moonbeam, confront them in private to make them leave or kill them, or another third option that I haven't thought of.
Remember, they also could just read the party's mind.
Yeah.
And then it all falls apart too if they're like, and Bishop
Yeah.
looks a little squirrely right now.
Yeah.
I've seen him
Me?
before.
Mm-hmm.
I am a terrible liar, so
Uh-huh.
yes.
I don't even have to lie. They just have to read your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I hope this doesn't go bad. I hope he doesn't succeed on that saving throw.
Yeah, right?
What saving
Mhm.
throw? I wonder.
Mm.
Once somebody gets a taste of that doppelganger dussy, it's over. There's no turning back.
If you like, I think I have another means of gathering some information, possible weakness, or something, some sort of connection between your doppelganger and my target.
Well, that doesn't really matter. It's proving
know.
that they are not me.
Yes. The only means that.
I mean, I have Zone of Truth.
Well, here's
And
the
you
thing.
are a knight.
Mm-hmm.
Also true.
A
Here's the
paladin.
thing. If you were to cast Moonbeam and reveal their true form, what's to say that it doesn't come up as a white thing? Therefore,
That is not what they look like, though. They look like aliens.
yeah, that's
It's an
fair.
alien.
What if it just dies in the moonbeam? How effed up is that?
Then they'll revert.
Oh, but it's like scorched, like, I don't know, you know?
That'd be
Do you have another
wild.
option?
Just kill
I
you.
have
Just
Zone of Truth.
Seneth just accidentally kills Soot, the doppelganger, and then it's just a scorched, radiant body that is vaguely humanoid. Oh no! Oh no!
That's
Well,
an
yeah,
undead
nothing
one,
goes
isn't
with
it?
fire. So, but I mean, Moonbeam is only what 2d10.
Nobody knows how weak this doppelganger could be.
That's true, but we did fight it and do
You
significant
didn't fight it
damage
at
to
all. You didn't touch it at all. It ran away.
But we fought other doppelgangers, I guess. I don't know, man.
You don't. You
We
this
kicked
one.
those other doppelgangers' asses, though.
That's
real
true.
fast.
All right.
Right,
Does
let's
anyone
do
have
Zone
any
of
other
Truth.
suggestions?
You go
Alright.
in, you're like, I'm Soot. And she's like, I'm Soot. And then I'm like, I could do Zone of Truth. What a fun way to solve this lying conundrum. And then if that doesn't work, Moonbeam.
I don't know if
Alright.
the ex-jilted lover coming in and saying, I am the zone of truth is going to work well either.
It's a spell.
It's a spell, but it's not a good look, you know? Are we the bad guys? Are we?
No, we are
No.
not very much not the bad guys. She stole my identity and my life.
Also jilted. What?
I'm sorry, everybody's so happy here this weekend. It seems like we're the.
They're
I'm sorry.
lying.
I'm sorry. I know. It's hard. Okay,
Get
I
your
lost
shit
my ring
together.
of mild shielding. I didn't know I had. Okay,
It's,
a feeble mind.
Alright.
I need to
Another
bring up
option.
mild shielding.
Go ahead, Soot.
Another
Mild
option is that we go up to her
Mhm.
and reveal that we know that she is not Soot, and convince her with means of violence that she needs to leave and
Doable.
reveal herself.
And
But
then
what's to stop her from doing this later or somewhere else? Them.
that's fair. Bring her to jail.
Maybe we just need to tell your parents the truth. I don't know. It seems like it's getting more complicated by the second.
That's what the Zone of Truth was for, Bronson.
What if I go speak to my parents in private with Bishop and reveal myself?
I like it.
I think it's probably a better odd than God. If somebody runs into that moonbeam, they're like, "Oh, look at this beautiful light! Oh shit!"
Just murder half the staff.
Yes,
I'm
yes. House staff are like lightning bugs. They
Yes.
light and they just drift towards it.
All you
Who put this
need is
banana here?
all you need is Jebri or Jeffica or one of them to be like, no, Soot, and they dive in to push Soot out of the moonbeam, and then you just murdered your best childhood friend. Which now I'm
Okay.
totally going to
So-
do. So we should probably think of
God
another
damn
way
it.
to do it.
All right.
We're giving the DM so many ideas right now.
I showed up with nothing, chat. I showed
Yeah,
up with
yeah.
nothing. I'm just burning off vibes and what they say. So we'll see what happens.
The vibes are insane.
Will you come with me to speak to them?
Of course. Bronson, you want to come? Should we have Bronson come too?
That might be
Yeah.
best.
I'll administer as a neutral party. After all, I am nothing short of a cleric of Shantae, as I throw my robe.
Oh, we knew that. We did know that.
Surprise,
one of the
motherlickers.
one of the temporary like hands who's helping faints.
That's right. Maybe this
Full
orchard
Gandalf
bless.
reveal in Rohan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah!
All right.
I'm huge at county fairs.
We are Bishop Bronson Gable. Gable.
All
She's
of
not
us.
that.
Yes,
Yeah,
all
we're
of
here.
us.
everyone
would you
is
like
here.
to be? Yes. Would you like to be invisible and join us?
I am going to continue to scout my quarry, but I will be close by.
All right. Will
Let's
you
try
warn
the
us?
least amount of
Yes.
effery as possible so we don't
Will
look
you-
like assholes.
Will you warn us if they approach?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Before you do this, I look at Gidget. Darling, I need you to change things up a little. I would like to change, if possible. I know Find Familiar only has a specific set of
No, it's very
options.
in 2024. It's any beast of challenge rating 0.
Okay. I would like to make Gidget
Uh-huh.
into a tubby red panda.
Okay.
Okay. Why?
No. Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Let
He's
him
cooking.
cook.
Because
Let him
there is an
cook.
8-year-old child in that house, and red pandas are adorable. So if we can pull the father, the son, and the doppelganger from them, let you have your moment. What? This?
No,
The Father, the Son, and the Doppelganger.
Yes. The father, the son, and the doppelganger.
Hey, coming to ABC. That's full.
And also with your spirit.
Yeah.
Lift up your hearts. Lift them up to Shantae.
Yeah.
also with you.
I know. Anyways.
Just it
all right.
might help. It might not, but it's just something to draw the eye and possibly the lovely couple away while you have your conversation.
I love it. Does Gidget sound like?
They don't make
Okay.
red pandas don't make any noise, so
Yeah, they do.
What?
do they?
I think it should sound like.
Just waiting for more. Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like
guess
the
we could
platypi.
All right.
Nice. All
Give
right.
him the barb.
So the three of us, I'm gonna go find Stuart to call my parents into their office for
Uh-huh.
a conversation.
Okay, as Soot,
As Seneth.
as Seneth. Okay.
But Stuart knows that.
Yes,
Seneth
yes.
is-
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
All right. Yeah, he will go get that going.
I would like to send Gidget
Uh-huh.
to like the patio door, whatever, like exterior, or excuse me, exit from the kitchen,
Mhm.
so that Gidget, I'm literally just going to tell Gidget, I need you to pretend for a moment that you're an adorable red panda and you smell delicious food and you're wandering in to find I don't know, another cinnamon roll, those are quite good, or something similar, but be in plain enough sight that the child and perhaps the father and the mother will, well, not mother, will follow you outside and just sort of distract them.
Okay. You
And I'm gonna send Bronson to go get one of those apples he was eating earlier because it really looks good, and I'd love to have one.
Absolutely on it.
All right.
This is so dumb.
yeah.
gonna
When
go
has that
great.
stopped you guys before? It hasn't is the answer.
Here we are, level 12.
It's a,
Bronson,
let's play D&D, and then I go into Assassin's Creed brain and like think
Oh.
that I'm planning like Altair or Ezio, but in reality, it's me playing Assassin's Creed, and I'm like, here, I knocked over a pot. Anything?
I threw a bunch of coins. Did it send the townspeople that way? No, they're just like, look at this
Killed
fucking
guards
asshole threw a
across the
bunch of
street.
coins.
Did they know? Yeah.
You could have fucking picked that up. You just threw a bunch of coins in the street. What the fuck is this guy?
You pelted somebody out there with them. They're like pissed off.
Guys,
Who's that guy in the crowd?
I'm anxious about this. Let's
No,
go.
no. We're gonna
Okay.
keep delaying it. So all right, Bronson, you're able to acquire the apple for Bishop. You send
Ah.
Gidget as a red panda to try and distract people. And Stuart has successfully brought your parents into their study where you can then meet with them. I'm going to go right to that, LB. You get to just right
Okay.
here. No time, no prep time.
Moonbeam 'em
We're going in.
all. Moonbeam 'em all.
Yeah.
They're all doppelgangers. Your whole family's
Senate-
been replaced. It's pod people.
Yeah, right. Oh,
We're
God.
taking this estate back.
Seneth breaches the doorway. Hello.
And they're like, "Oh, I didn't really expect to see you several days before the wedding. It's good to see you. Glad you're feeling better. Seems, you've gotten over your
Hi.
injury. Oh, and hello. I didn't expect.
I got
to s-
I got an invite.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. We didn't expect to see you after everything, but that's great.
Yeah.
I close the door. I have a matter in which I'd like to speak with you both.
Okay,
Um,
so serious.
I know it is. I know that things have been good since Soot has returned, and
been great.
Yes, and she's found.
And you're back to normal
love.
too. Everything's coming back to the way it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that the person who has returned to you and has given you this time over the past 4 months is not who she seems. It is not your Soot.
Oh, what makes you say that? She's been. I mean, she normally hasn't come back for. I feel like we haven't really seen her much at all lately. Ever since she started adventuring, we barely see her. And then she just came home and was just so excited to just be around and spend time with family and just enjoy just being here. And then she fell in love, and he's just the best. And he's got. I mean, we hadn't really remembered what it was like to have kids around, but then he's got his son, and he's just the sweetest. And it's just so nice to see everybody so happy. And so what makes you think, why would you say that it's not her? How would you know? You've been laid up on bed rest for all this time.
Because and
Mm-hmm.
the visage drops back to normal Soot, little 5'2"
Yeah.
Soot.
And they're like
Fine.
taken aback a little bit, and they're like, and they look at Bishop and they're like, is this a joke? And you start shaking your
no.
head as they say it, and they're like,
no.
Seneth,
This is not.
Is this? I'm
I'm
confused.
not actually Seneth. I am Soot. I am your daughter, and I have been in the Far Realm for the last 4 months, which didn't seem like 4 months to us, but it seems that time has passed, and the person who is downstairs with the tiefling is a doppelganger who we met in the mines
Wave Echo Cave,
well,
yeah.
in Wayvecco Cave.
And they both kind of
Um,
look at each other, and they're kind of like clasping each other's hands, and they're like,
You see, doppelgangers have the ability to read people's minds, and then she got all of my diaries, and she has been living my life for the last 4 months and getting married to someone she met 4 months ago. I don't know how long they've been together. I don't really know what his story is. I know that he used to work with Gable in the Bard troupe, and
Mhm.
that's so that yeah, I got we got the invitations in Phandelver and realized what was happening, so then we came right here, and and some of the staff know because I told them yesterday, but I
And
Jeez.
found
I'm
out a
willing
lot of
to
things.
provide a zone of truth spell in order to verify all of this information.
And they look at the two of you and they say, well, that was a lot. And
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
must realize that that
Yeah.
sounds very far-fetched as a story,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? That you are in the
Right.
far realm and there's a doppelganger here who's been
Yep, I
reading.
died.
Sure, add that to the list. Why not?
Yeah.
And now we need magic that only you can do to make sure everybody's telling. It's just a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know it seems far fetched, and I didn't want to do it this way because I know that it's very, I mean, unbelievable because it is unbelievable. But you've been living with a changeling for my whole life, so you know that I can do something like that, and it's it's I don't know how to convince you other than talking, putting us next to each other, or I don't know what would make you believe me other than being honest. And I know how you got me.
Okay. Um, boy. Uh, and they're both like, there's so you've said so many things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and they're like, okay, so all of the non, all of the hard to believe things out of the way. Um, what's your plan here? If what you say is true, what's your goal?
Well,
To remove them clearly if you are who you say you are and they're not who they say they are. It's
yeah.
to remove them from here. Obviously, the wedding would be called off as you don't know the fiance, the groom at all.
Yeah. No.
Mhm.
Does he know?
I don't know. It from what sleuthing we've done, it doesn't sound like it, but I don't know him, and I don't know if they're in this together to get the inheritance or the whole house maybe. I mean, I don't know how devious this plan is. I haven't talked to her because doppelgangers can read minds, and I don't want to reveal myself to someone who might be malicious.
Mhm.
But
And
I mean, obviously I know that she is the kind of daughter you wanted, someone who wanted to be home and have kids at the house and stay here and run the business and all of that. But that's not who I am. I want adventure and I want to go do things and find new creatures and new rocks, and I can't I can't be her. So I understand why you might want a daughter like that more.
damn.
Yeah. Um, there's a lot of uh there, this obviously came out of nowhere
Mm-hmm.
to them. So there's
Yeah.
definitely some trepidation and
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely some confusion here.
But if you need proof, the woman who gave you me has been talking to me. She's been in my head and in my familiar that I bring out. I don't know how she revealed herself to you, but I know that in return for taking care of me, you guys have been blessed with a lot of good things and wealth and prosperity and all that. And she seems like, well, I don't really know what she seems like. She's kind of still mysterious to me, but she said that my dad was some elf long ago and that my abilities come from her and my propensity for fire comes from her too.
Why don't you make me? Oh, I timed out of the session on D&D Beyond because I wasn't doing anything in it. Why don't you make me a persuasion check?
Bardic inspiration.
I would say it's an advantage, but this is also hard to believe, and they're a little
Yeah.
skeptical. So we're gonna just call this a straight roll.
Okay. All right. That's not terrible. It's a D8, right? For Bardic Inspiration? Okay. So Persuasion 11, so 18.
Okay. There's definitely there's some pause there as they're hearing all of this stuff. And you could see that your dad is he seems like he very much wants to believe everything that you're saying here. And is looking to your mom, and she kind of grabs him on the arm and says, well, this is you've said some things that I don't believe we've ever really discussed with you before, but as you've said, apparently doppelgangers have the capability of reading minds and things, so that could potentially have been something that could have been extracted by having a conversation. So, I think finding out the truth is a good idea, so we know.
Yeah.
But I also realize there's a lot at stake here and a lot of different parties involved.
Yeah.
So just in a way that doesn't cause, because again, we obviously want to find which one is the real you, and we'll, follow along with obviously whatever you wish to do. We've always felt that way. If you are you and they're not, then obviously we don't want them here. But I would tell you they haven't done anything to make us think it's malicious or otherwise. They haven't seemed to be doing anything nefarious for whatever that's worth. So they're not,
That's really good.
poisoned. The staff members aren't turning up missing, or people
Yeah,
poisoned,
that's good.
or gold being stolen, or documents gone. So, for whatever that's worth, but I also think that he has a right to know the truth as well. That apparently
Yeah.
who he's taking the time to fall in love with isn't really who she says she is.
Yeah.
I think
And-
that's fair.
Yeah. And if you want a neutral third party, I mean, Dame Agatha might be able to do the same things. I don't really know what her total kit is, but she might be able to help out and be a neutral third party to determine if you still need that.
Yeah, she could even just verify my use of the zone of truth.
Well, I imagine if you come out looking like you and they're also there looking like you, that'll pretty much be the
Yeah.
the jig is up to some degree.
Yeah.
One of you
But
is
I
not the real you.
Yeah.
Do you
And
have
if
means
they
of exposing that?
Yes. So there's a spell called Moonbeam, which will reveal if they fail the save their true form. And mine too. But that will also do damage to them. It's not just a
Harmless.
harmless spell, yeah. So I mean, I could take it. But I guess another thing you should know is my true form has kind of changed a little bit. I'm not just all white anymore with black eyes. I have horns and a tail.
Well, that's not unlike tieflings in general, so I feel like there's nothing strange about that, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
You don't sound very convinced yourself as you
No.
say that.
Mm, I agree. Although a doppelganger's true form is like a kind of like a grayish, amorphous, androgynous, large, spindly monster.
What the woman who gave me to you didn't tell you, I assume, is that she is a devil.
Huh.
Like devil from the hell's devil,
Hence, you know,
the horns and the tail.
Huh. They both kind of look at each other and they're like, well, we just, there was part of us that was like, maybe, but we just said, let's not look into it because everything's been so great. You don't,
I love that.
it's just like,
Really?
well, I mean, everything's been great. And usually you make like a deal and things are all there's like, oh, you hear don't make deals with people you don't know because bad things can happen. But we couldn't have kids and then we got an adorable baby girl and also everything's been provided for us. So,
Win-win.
we just figured maybe we just met like a really nice genie or something.
Oh.
Somebody who could do that kind of stuff. Didn't really want to look into it because why bother, right? I mean,
Yeah, why break what's not broken?
exactly. So that's news. But hey, it's all still good.
Yeah.
And they like check pulses. Everybody's still here. So
Everybody's good. Everybody's
oh boy.
good, and
This
we
is
can get this settled today.
yeah. Oh boy. Okay. This is it's 2 days till the wedding. This is wild. This is okay.
Okay. Well, I think what we should do is we should get
Let's
both
get everybody
Soots.
in a room.
Yes, and I think maybe we should have what was the groom's name?
He goes by Redemption is his chosen name.
Redemption. That's a nice name.
Right?
Maybe we should have his son be somewhere else for the time being, just in case things get a little wiggly, in case he's a part of a plot and not just another victim. It might be good to have his son kind of not there in case he gets arrested or something.
Okay, sure. We got boy, man, when you guys go down a path, you really go real dark when you go down where this is gonna go, huh?
Look, well, we just want to make sure, that's kind of the part of adventuring. You plan for every contingency, and then it goes in a way you don't think it's going to go, and you just kind of deal with it. So my
And just to be
main
clear, you
goal,
like this. This is what you want. Is
I mean,
adventuring in
Not
this kind
this one.
of
not
okay.
this part,
Because you just
no,
you
but-
did just say that like this is what you love, and then like here we are.
Well, no,
so.
I mean,
Well, we saved the realm.
we did. So when we were
That's good.
when
good
we were
for
at
you.
Lost Realm,
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, I think maybe my main goal here is to make sure you guys are protected. Children! And then I'm so sorry.
They're like, well,
Something
I know she
about
said-
you being in sweet Soot voice and then screaming at children.
Children. We knew you didn't want to have children, but you didn't have to like. We got it.
No, I do
Okay.
want to have children.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not a. Wait, anyways. So, well, yes, get the two of us in a room together. We can talk this out. Hopefully, everything goes fine, and she can leave, and then we can figure out things from there.
Okay. Well, yeah. I think that makes the most sense. And while if what you say is true, and she has been, masquerading as you all this time, and that's not good. We all agree on that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they've been really nice, so I don't think anything like bad needs to happen to them, right? You don't have to.
No, I mean, well, they have been impersonating me for months to their own gain. So
I pull out my
that's
book of laws. I'm like, identity theft is a crime.
Right, but I mean, you were just Senate. That's a crime then, technically, if you're following your own logic. You just impersonated a noble. I mean,
For
it's
personal gain, as you see here, for personal gain.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, who's
yeah.
to
I mean, I wasn't impersonating a cop. That's illegal for sure.
That's actually
Any-
also definitely illegal. That's a
Yeah.
full felony.
Sure. I mean, either way, they didn't do anything untowards to us, so I don't think there's any reason to,
This is your house and your property. If you would like them to get sued out,
We're not pressing charges. So just what
Yeah, no, and you don't need that flack, especially if the wedding gets canceled. That's going to be enough.
we're
to
going to
deal
be
with.
dealing with enough of that from all the vendors and everyone.
Well, you could just have a party, though.
Oh, maybe.
You just have a nice. I mean, you're not getting the deposit back.
No, definitely not.
We're
this
well
point.
past that. No,
Yeah.
so you might as well have the party.
Yeah, well, step one, step two. Okay, well, let's figure out this
Okay,
first,
so
and then we'll
when do
deal
you
with the
want to
party
do
after.
this?
I mean, it probably
How's
should
now
as-
feel?
Yeah, how's as soon as possible, huh?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, let's get everybody together, I guess.
Maybe on the back patio.
No, I think it should be in a room, so they can't run away, just in case.
Okay. All right.
Sure. I guess we can call them into yeah, all right, we'll pull them into like the grand hall area, I guess. We'll do that. Sure.
Okay.
Let's do that. Okay.
And then, do you want to find
you
some
guys-
excuse to get a redemption son scooted
Yeah.
someplace?
Yeah, we can.
you-
I'm trying, Cujo. I'm trying.
Are you guys okay? I mean, I know this is a lot.
It is a lot. And either we've been lied to for 4 months, a very pleasant 4 months, but lied to, or this is some really elaborate, albeit kind of hard to be convinced of ruse that you're doing for some other reason.
See, the fact that it's so crazy is one of those things like why? Why do something so crazy that would otherwise be very easily disproven?
I guess
It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. But then, like, you guys are here, and I don't know why you would get invitations. You weren't on the list. You,
No.
Bishop, you weren't
That
on the list.
was
Oh,
a well-intended servant's idea.
Okay.
I will not name names because I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But thankfully they did, so that we knew that this was happening, so we could come clear things up.
You see, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always
the
protects,
truth. Hmm.
always trusts, always hopes, always preserves.
I'm gonna be like, Bronson, I didn't
Hi, I'm
even.
Bronson. I'm a cleric. Sean K.
I was gonna say we didn't even realize you were here in the room. You're usually so boisterous. You were so quiet for so long.
This
He
whole
was-
situation's way more effed up than just me, so I'm trying to add whenever I can.
Yeah. He was rehearsing his lines. Great job, bud.
Yeah, are you guys prepared for a double switch wedding?
Big blush. All right, let's go. He's a funny
Love
guy.
never fails.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah. So they'll go out and they'll get like Stuart and send people off to go. Like, I guess we're gonna be a family meeting in the
Okay.
Great Hall and
I'm gonna
prep
check
for
on
the
kids. I'll be
wedding.
right back.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So nice weather though.
Yeah.
Nice weather. Looks like
Well,
the
it's gonna
next
be
2
great
days
for the wedding. Yeah.
would have been perfect. Yeah.
The orchard's looking prime. If I don't say it
Ah.
myself, Shantae has done good work.
Can't really complain about that either. That's been going great. Everything's been really great for like
Yeah.
a while. Like you guys came and we had the crazy chaos dinner party,
That was fun though. We had fun.
and then everything's kind of just been real calm and quiet and all
Then
good.
Soot came back, but
Yeah.
it
And
was
shoot.
I
it was
saw my
different
best
Soot.
friend's brains ripped from their bodies
Yeah. That was
in the
me.
last 48 hours.
That's
It's
a lot.
kind of been rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot going around, I guess.
Bronson, we have to, by the way, we have to save Droop from the evil hellscape of the Mind Flayer.
Oh, Jesus,
Afterlife.
Nathaniel Christ.
Yeah. We got to do
I
that
just kind
like
of want to. Yeah, hey, you ever
later.
in all this process, you just kind of want to sit down and like it's all just too much, and you're like,
No, I like
maybe
it.
no, I just want to sit down and be like, maybe I'm just going to eat a piece of this wedding cake for myself. Maybe I don't need all this. Maybe we should go destination. Maybe cheaper town.
No, but we do gotta save Droop, though.
I'm just saying, if they still
we
want to go
will.
on their honeymoon, maybe they can take over the timeshare for me.
And
Go
then
be
her
Bronson.
parents
Bronson.
stop in their tracks and they're like, "Oh, Bronson, did you say timeshare?"
Was it cheap?
He didn't talk to me about it.
They said it was a cheaper
embarrassed.
townhome. I didn't know it was a timeshare.
Do you know they rule those things with an iron fist?
It's
You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. Those of you who
yeah.
know, you know. Anyway.
I will stand behind Bishop.
Okay.
Very tall Bishop, so just standing behind so that they don't see her when they walk around the corner.
Look at how broad my shoulders are today.
Yes, they're very broad.
So yeah, you guys will make your way into the hall. They'll shut the door behind you and they'll like sit at the head of the table. And you guys are kind of just standing off to the side. Where are you in all of this? Gable, what's your plan? You're just kind of outside waiting?
Yeah.
So here's what happens.
Okay.
You're outside like waiting. Little chubby red panda Gidget's kind of rolling around trying to grab his own feet and he can't reach him, so he kind of does a little bit of a roll.
Barrel roll.
And you hear like, "Oh wow," and the little tiefling child comes running out, and then they both arm in arm come walking out, and he's like, "It's so cute, can we keep it?" And they're just like starting to talk, and then as like they're both coming outside, you realize like one of the staff members comes over and it's like, "Oh, we need you inside," and like taps him to pull him back inside, and he's like, "Can I stay out here, please?" And they're like, "All right, you just stay out here and play with whatever that is." And they go back inside.
I'm going to start with a use of invisibility,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to follow them in.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to remain invisible. Yeah.
Like, gotta
Do combat
sneak in
rolls for
behind the
no
door
reason.
as the door is shutting, like behind
Yeah.
them. Like, what? I'm in the room.
It's like,
Okay. So I'm not gonna make you roll because you have to witness the awkwardness. So you have to sneak into the room as this happens.
I follow them. And I want to stay relatively close enough.
So they come walking into the room. The servants shut the door behind them, arm in arm. And Soot looks over and goes, and just kind of like taken aback. Oh, Bishop, Mom, Dad, what's going on? What are they doing here?
Picking up a baby bumblebee is what I'm doing in my head.
And she's like, and Bronson too. What brings you here? I didn't think you guys were coming. And they kind of
Oh,
look.
we got invited.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, I mean, the more the merrier.
Excellent. Yeah.
Sure. And then she looks to the mom and dad. She's like, Mom, Dad, what's going on? And they say, well, we've been informed of some things, and we just wanted to talk. So I guess we'd love to hear your side of the story on this. And they kind of like do like a wave to like you behind Bishop.
Soot emerges.
And-
Hi.
And then she's like, "Oh, hi." And there's definitely like and you see the tiefling kind of like unarm himself, and he's like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. What is all what it,
So,
dear?
about 4.5 months ago, the three of us plus another person were in Wave Echo Cave, and we came across a couple doppelgangers, and one of them escaped, seeing that I was a changeling, and I believe that in the last 4 months, this person has taken over my life while we were away in the far realm. I am the real Soot, and this is a doppelganger. I didn't catch your name, I'm sorry.
Wow, Johnny Doppelganger, you look like a ghost just walked over your grave.
I'll be your
Oh, good.
Huckleberry.
Let me see. Let me just look real
You
quick
ain't no Daisy.
to see if this doppelganger did in fact have a name that we can pull from, because it's going to be something stupid if it does, because
Yep.
that's how.
Whipplebanger.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Marmus Whippoorwill, the doppelganger. Oh, Marmus.
Where are we at? W17, I think, is where we want to be. Oh, it does have a name, and it's not
Oh,
stupid. It's actually
Oh,
pretty okay
Ooh. Hey.
as names go.
How do I trust Ted? This is the real name.
Yeah, that's true.
I
You'll never know.
I don't know.
So, the tiefling kind of takes a step away from, and he goes, 4.5 months. That's he kind of looks over at them and looks over at you and goes, that's around the time that we met. I gotta be honest. He looks to, he goes, Mr. and Mrs. Felsmer, I'm sorry, I didn't know any of this. I'm just as confused as you are on this. So one of you is the real Soot and the other one is a doppelganger, is what I'm hearing.
well,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
I'm going to do an insight check. That's
Sure.
a 27.
Yep, seems to be either telling the truth or so good at lying you'd never know.
Yeah.
One of the two. Hard to tell, but it
Uh-huh.
does feel like it's truthful. And there is noticeable like confusion on
Yeah.
his face. And you'll see other Soot here at the table, just kind of like, and just like try like eyes pleading, looks at you, Soot, with like, come on, man.
Mhm.
Bah! Don't
Yeah.
blow up my spot like this.
Yeah.
And
That is my spot.
I know. And then looks to Mr. and Mrs. Feldspar with also sort of the pleading eyes. But but then probably more than anything is the saddest look and the most like disappointed look is to this tiefling. And just like there, without needing insight checks, there definitely is like a deep, like a look of heartbreak, probably more than
Mhm.
anything, on other Soot's face as they look to him,
Mhm.
and they say, "Fine," and they'll just revert to doppelganger form, to like, which is weird because the voice is still coming out as like it turn as it's from Soot's voice to like
Mhm.
doppelganger sort of non-specific voice. It's very kind of like
Mhm.
Oh, it needs to be like Marchot. I love you, Steve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Yeah.
we couldn't.
Can I move between the doppelganger and the feldspars
Yeah.
just as like just in case?
Yeah. And it goes, listen, all right, I saw an opportunity and I took it. All right. I was sitting there and I was just like, hey, these assholes let me leave the cave. And at first I was like, man, they're just murdering everybody. And then I was like, and then they gave me a weapon and then they left. And I was like, man, that drow ain't paying me enough to stick around. So I'm out of here. But I was able to pick up a little bit in the time that we were hanging out. And I was like, oh, man, this one, he gestures at so she got it so good. She's got the life everybody wants. And she's just running around adventuring. So I said, maybe I can just, go and live the life of luxury for a little while. But honestly, and then she's like, and looks at the feldspars and looks at redemption over here. And it's just like, that was my plan, was to just kind of like come in and just see. But honestly, you all are so nice. And I know it's going to sound cliche and you're never going to believe me, and that's fine. I get it. I do. And obviously, I've now instilled some sort of deep seated, like, is this really the person that I think it is for the rest of your life? And I do apologize for that. That's like kind of what some of us do. We just kind of like instill chaos and stuff. But that wasn't my goal. I was just trying to enjoy myself. And then honestly, I really kind of fell in love with everybody here. Everybody is just like so great. I never knew my mom and dad. You're the best mom and dad I've ever had. You're just absolutely sweet. You cared for me so much. And they look at you, so and they're like, you really do have the best mom and dad out of anybody ever. They're so sweet and caring and willing to go along with whatever it is you want to do with your life. So I'm
I
sorry
know.
for that.
Uh-huh.
For that. And she goes, but I gotta tell you, redemption, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect to fall in love or find somebody that I know you're probably going to think, well, this is all a lie now because here I am in my true form and all this other stuff. But like, I don't know if soulmates are a thing, but I do feel like you have really just, I know it's, again, we're talking in cliches here, but you complete me, you know? I really do feel like I've been the happiest I've been in my entire life since I've met you. And it just happened to be, I guess I needed to be a noble to meet a noble. And I just happened to pick the right one and be in the right place at the right time. And now we were set to be married, to live happily ever after. And now well,
Bishop, are you crying?
I just fucked the whole thing up. And there's nothing I could say to win back your trust. And honestly, you probably shouldn't give me that trust. I fucked it all up. So I don't know what your plan is for me, and I do apologize for any strife or confusion, gray hairs that I've caused everybody here. But I mean no. Listen, who I was when you met me in that cave is an entirely different person now. I've seen what it's like to be part of a family, to be loved. But I don't know. This is the only time I've ever experienced that. Usually, nobles are a bunch of snooty assholes and you just come in and all that. But you've just taught me, I've learned so much. If you will allow me to go about my life after this, I would love to try to seek out my own path in this world. Maybe I'll even be able to come up with my own unique visage and personality and become my own new person that's truly unique to me. That's not very common. It's just easier to slip into the form of somebody else, but maybe I can become my own person in this world. And I'm just sorry for the part I caused in all this confusion. And again, reaches for Redemption's hand. He kind of recoils a little bit, and I'm just so sorry. I didn't want to have anything come out like this, obviously. So I just apologize. And yeah,
Well, my parents have said to me, and if it is still true, they don't wish to press any charges. And
of
since
course they
I
don't.
was
They're the
person,
best.
but you were impersonating me, and I understand the desire to be your own person. That's why I go adventuring.
Mm.
But you cannot be me.
I mean, clearly.
So I think it best you take the afternoon, the to, until 3 o'clock, to gather yourself. You are going to stay out of my room. You are not allowed back in my room.
Yep, totally. That's of course.
And gather your things, and
Yep.
the two of you can work out whatever you need to work out with supervision in the house,
Sure.
and then you can leave.
See, it's weird because like I've been you, but I knew you would have thoughts like this because your parents, the way you were raised, everybody in here is just so goddamn nice. They know it.
Soot is going to walk up to them so that she is out of the earshot of her parents, and she
Mhm.
says, "If I ever hear that you are impersonating me again, what is going to happen to you is going to be 10 times worse than anything that happened to anyone in that cave. Do you understand me?"
And they're like, yeah, I understand you. But I gotta ask, for somebody with parents that love them so much and are so accepting of everything, why don't you ever show them who you truly are? Why are you always taking on different forms? Not that I'm one to judge, because obviously, but like your natural form, it's not this. I don't look like I look weird and scare children.
You don't know what my real form is.
Right. But it's not this. I know it's not this. Because you're not a doppelganger, that I know. So what? You've got white eyes and white skin like other changelings. That's beautiful in its own right. Why would you hide it behind different form? You could be yourself here. They'll accept anything. You know that.
I think that is none of your business.
All right.
There's a lot of childhood trauma, okay? I know it doesn't seem like it, but
Why?
there's a bit, okay?
You didn't write about it in those diaries.
I didn't because I was dumb
Oh,
and a child.
all right. If you want to talk about it.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
I mean,
Bronson pulls up a chair next to Johnny Doppelganger
Uh-huh.
Redemption, and he pulls out a fat stack of paper. I know that this may seem strange. Well, a lot of it seems strange. A lot of things have changed in my life in the last 48 hours. But, everybody deserves a second chance. And I can't make these dates. If you guys need to go and work things out, I got a
It's a
cheaper
really good.
townhome that kind of
It's a
turned
good
out
deal.
to be a timeshare. It's a really good deal. Don't worry about it. I've already prepaid for the first weekend. Maybe you guys could figure things out in Luskin. I hear it's great there. And I'm going to slide the cheap a townhome papers.
And they go, and it's just like that. Well, I mean, I don't really have. Maybe we could just like sublet it for you for your weekend, and then you can just.
I've already taken. They've already got my money. Just hey, everybody deserves a second chance.
Not everybody.
That was ominous and from nowhere, but all right. Uh,
I think that you two need to do some talking. I will leave you to do that
sure.
with supervision.
Right. Okay.
You can gather your things, and you guys can leave this afternoon.
That is more than fair for what it is. I mean, listen, you hear about adventurers. I've met a few in my time, and they're usually very quick to just murder everybody and ask questions later if they ask questions at all. So
Mhm.
clearly you're of a different breed of adventurer, raised in a certain manner. And I gotta say, this is more than fair given everything. And I really cannot thank you enough. And I know that you're gonna question everything I say, whether it's true or not, and that's fine. I get it. Truly, I do. But I really have learned so much from your family, and it's really changed my entire outlook on life. So, for
Well,
whatever it's worth, thank you.
I'm glad you had that experience. Please leave my home.
All right, fair enough.
Mom, Dad, would you like to speak with them?
Uh, yeah, they do want to speak with them, and they're like, I don't, and they'll kind of like, they'll have a conversation off to the side between the three of them. And there's a lot of, back and forth. You don't know if doppelgangers can cry, but you're pretty sure you see some tears rolling down those kind of gray cheeks as this doppelganger's talking to him.
You drink enough whiskey, you'll cry.
What's our tiefling friend doing?
He seems that he's waiting for this to like them to finish having their conversation before they get into their specific conversation. And it's like it's weird for like a but your parents end up hugging the doppelganger.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. And then yeah, doppelganger will walk over to Redemption here and be like, I don't know how you want. I mean, they're giving us time to talk about this, which is more than fair. And I get it. If you don't want to be, you don't want to continue this, I totally understand. It's obviously was all under false pretenses and all that. So I totally understand. And, well, the person you fell in love with was me. It was also a caricature of somebody else. So I don't know if you're in love with me as who I am or you're in love with the idea of Soot. So I get it. I totally understand.
And oh Jesus.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And then he's just like, this is just a lot, like we've been like, it's been a whirlwind 4 months of just absolute, just nothing but romance and love and pleasure, and I just don't know what to do because it's all not real, but it is real, but it's not real.
That was
And
my body.
I don't understand how, like, what am I gonna tell my son? Like, this is a whole, like, how's he gonna, like, the person that, like, is not really, there's a person, but it's not a, I don't, oh boy.
Hey, there is no normal life. Why? It's just life. Get on with it.
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast.
Such a dick.
Take your time. We'll leave. You guys talk
Okay.
and figure it out.
That's more than fair, really. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. So it leaves the room.
I lean over to Bishop. Are we still gonna eat cake today?
Well, yeah, they said they were going to do a tasting. I think that's still part of it.
Yeah, they paid for it, right? No.
Let's go to the kitchen.
Yeah. Go to the kitchen.
All right. Come on, so we're going
Hey,
to the
I
kitchen.
think I might have offloaded that timeshare. Is that what
Did
it's
they
called?
sign it?
Sorry, no, I just gave them the paper.
No, you didn't then. If they didn't,
Well, if I
no,
ignore it,
no,
it's
no.
gone, right?
Oh no!
Ignore it,
No!
it's
No! 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 No!
gone.
Oh, well, no. Do you like Leyland?
Yeah, of course I
Okay.
do.
Do you have property there?
Well, no, I'm a serial renter.
Okay. Do your parents have property? Do your relations have property?
Well, of course.
Okay, then you just better motherfucking pay that timeshare.
Oh God, did I just endanger my brother?
And you endangered everyone. If you pay it, nothing. You're good. Everything's cool. Come on, let's go eat cake.
We can
And
get
if
our
there's
lawyers
anybody
on
else,
think
it.
if I
It's
just-
okay.
I think if I
Who
just
wants to
ignore
eat
it for a
cake
while,
in
it'll be
here?
okay.
absolutely don't do that. If
Yeah,
there's
well-
anybody else who wants to eat cake, we'll be in the kitchen eating cake.
We'll
Should I get a
leave
financial advisor?
leave a servant, a worker with them, so that there is someone watching them at all times, because there's a lot of things they can steal here, just in case.
Sure.
But
I'm
yes.
The
going
whole
to-
practice is so predatory that there's lawyers who specifically specialize in trying to get you out of the timeshare, but that's part of the whole timeshare scheme too.
Are you telling me I'm going to have to adventure for another 10 years just because of this mistake?
Absolutely. Your retirement's screwed.
Oh, God, I tried to retire when you died. Oh,
Well,
He did. He left
welcome
it very
back.
quickly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurt you so bad. I'm back though.
God, I'm going to be paying dog support by the time I get out of this life.
Ooh. If
that
we
mean?
want to, at some point today, we can try to get our good friend Droop out of purgatory.
It's not purgatory, but okay.
Okay. He might not
I-
come back as a goblin, though.
I am going
don't-
to stay in the room with Redemption and the doppelganger invisible.
Yeah, they're having a back and forth. They're like sitting opposite sides of the table, like not next to each other, not holding hands, and it's a very earnest, albeit kind of awkward conversation about, like, basically trying to suss out, like, what parts were the doppelganger and what parts were the doppelganger looking to emulate Soot. And over the course of this conversation, the long part of it is basically it telling Redemption that it was always them. The only parts that were emulating Soot were the parts that allowed them to kind of, like, be here and, like, assume the role, as it were. Just trying to say, like, it's really been me the whole time. You've really gotten to know me. You just didn't know it was me. You
Babe,
know,
the Dussy is all me.
It was my
Uh,
body. It was my body.
They're sitting at a table, right?
They are sitting at a
This
table.
chocolate and hazelnut cake is delicious.
Is there an extra seat?
I mean, it's a table, so yeah, obviously.
I'm going to.
Oh, hang on! Don't do anything yet, because I have a perfect
Okay.
setup for you here. So they're going, and it's basically trying to just lay out like all of the everything about who they are, and I completely understand if you don't want to be a part of this. Like, I'll just
Trust me,
leave.
my child.
I'll just leave. I'm sorry. You'll have to come up with something and a reason why I left and why there's another one. I don't know. Maybe you should just leave too, just get out of here, and maybe just come up with a reason to get out of there. And then he's like, well, you realize that like it is just a lot, right? Like it's a lot to take in, but I didn't think that I'd ever find someone that I cared about as much as you, and you really brought out a whole other aspect of me that I haven't seen in a long time. And I'll be honest, there's definitely parts about my past that I haven't fully revealed to you either. But
Would you like to?
And then they both kind of turn, and then the servant like
The chair right next to Redemption slowly slides as I slip out of
they
invisibility.
both like stand up and back away.
Oh, it's fine. Darling, please sit. Let's talk about redemption. Or is it Valen or redemption? It's one of the two. I don't really know anymore. If you want to know all the deep, dark little secrets about the love of your life, who is playing awfully close to the victim, take a deep dive into my mind, darling.
At which point you'll hear as the door opens and the servant's like, there's somebody else in here and they're invisible. It's a whole thing.
Fine.
They yell through the kitchen. You guys obviously hear this.
Oh, this is Gable. It's okay. He's fine.
And then like other servants will come like running in to like go in there and head into the room.
Oh. So like runs over, jogs over. Guys, so sorry. That's Gable. He's here. It's okay. Gable's not going to do anything bad in the dining room. He's fine. He's with me.
Yep.
Okay, I guess, says the doppelganger. Says, I don't know. It's a lot going on now.
Well,
Yes.
if you recall, Soot wasn't alone when you encountered her in Wayverko Cave. I was with her as well. So,
Right.
what makes you think that I would have any ill will against you after your very heartwarming and truly remarkable statement earlier?
I'm gonna be honest. You showed up invisibly, and we're listening to the whole conversation. And your tone. Listen, as somebody who's a master of many tones, you have a very menacing tone about your voice right now. Just so
Let
I
me
don't
be
know.
clear.
Maybe it's
That's fair.
unintentional because like sometimes people sound condescending and they don't mean to sound condescending. Maybe you just have this like
Absolutely.
I'm gonna kill you sound of voice. That's just your thing. I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm just letting you know.
It makes social encounters rather difficult sometimes. I assure you.
I could
The
imagine.
menace in my tone is truly not for you. If that makes any sort of difference, I truly do hope that you find your happiness. This is merely just a opportunity to see this man for who he truly is. That's all. Because he is right. There is a big part of his life that probably doesn't talk about very often.
And he will position himself to kind of turn and look at you and says, well, this is unexpected, at the very least. I
Of course.
really sure I saw you die.
You did.
and then
I
you
did
got
die.
better.
Got better.
Right.
Such a nice, simple band-aid of a phrase to describe what I've been through since. But I suppose, from an outside perspective, that's an easy way to put it. Yes, I got better.
Right. So,
So would you like to explain, or shall I?
well, I'm curious if we're in the midst of airing secrets and talking about this. What's your perspective on
Oh,
this?
on this little situation?
No, on the things that you clearly want to talk about from our past. What does it look like from your perspective?
Hmm.
Like how did things go? Because I could tell you what happened on our end.
Oh, and that will be a story I'm very interested by, but I don't want to keep our doppelganger friend here waiting. You know, that's rude, airing our grievances when we have a guest here who's being so patient and having so much care for this wonderful mask you've pulled over your face.
All right. And he'll turn and look to doppelganger and say, this is going to trivialize a lot of this, but yeah, I was part of a crew along, yeah, a while back where we did some not so nice things. A lot of us did a lot of not so nice things. We, we, oh, you name it, and we've done it. All of us in our own manners. Everybody has their area of expertise, things they're best at. Um, long story short, uh, we had a leader, had a leader, I guess, that would just kind of pick out everything that we were supposed to do. You go here, you do this. It was part of the job to question any of the things that they told us to do. You go here, you do that. And then that's just kind of how it is. We get paid, everybody's happy. I wouldn't call it honest work. I'd probably call it dishonest work if I'm realistically. And a little while back, we got the next mission on the docket, if you will, was we got to take out one of our own. A reason given, we weren't given one. We were told by the boss, Gable's got to go. We're all going to show up. We're going to take him out, and then we just move on. So we did. Gable died, or I thought he did anyway. And then, honestly, after that, it was weird. Everybody kind of did their own thing after that, or at least that's my perspective, because I just kind of went about my own thing. I didn't talk to any of them anymore. I haven't talked to them since that day, really. Just kind of went and did my own thing. Started taking up honest work, making a name for myself. Did I eventually, after making enough money, sort of craft a noble title to go along with the money that I'd earned so that I could get that higher status? Yes. The money I got was honestly earned. The title fabricated, but it's fine. Really, what is a title other than a piece of paper anyway? And then I was just kind of living my life. And then I met you. And that's honestly just been the past 4.5 months of my life, has just been falling in love and looking to get married. And that's that. So there you go.
So sweet. Such a wonderful turnaround of your life.
I mean, honestly, yeah, pretty good on it for all things considered. I haven't heard what's been going on with anybody else. Everybody I'm sure some people stuck around and stayed in the fold, but I don't know. We were all kind of given the freedom to do what we wanted after that.
Interesting. So you just took up this mission to betray one of your own, and then we're just set loose.
Yeah. Let's be. Let me be. Okay, hang on. Let's be real. If the mission was to kill me and you were given that mission, would you have done it?
I would have wanted to know why.
I mean, he's not going to tell you why. You know that. We were never given that kind of information unless it was need to know information.
Right. It's true.
So,
But
I mean, but let's be real. If the mission was, hey, the next mission is kill Valen, and then you kill Valen, and then it would just be things as normal, and then you were given the opportunity, hey, thanks for doing that. You can stick in here, or you can go about your business.
you're right. There's no judgment, really.
Right. Well, I'm
Just-
just saying that's just what
he's
happened.
following orders. Absolutely. No, I understand. If the tables were turned, if I couldn't find out why, I would probably have carried out the order. And then if you were brought back to life by something other and came looking for me, because, let's be real, we have some unfinished business to attend to, then I would handle it however I see fit. But we're not in that hypothetical. We're in this reality, where you watched as they killed me. I have the stab wound in my chest to prove it, so we're at an impasse now, darling.
So what's your plan? I mean, and he looks over to now you know a very, 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 very shortened truth about what my life was like. But until today, I thought that was all done and past and behind me, and I wasn't going to have to worry about that anymore. Could there have been an opportunity at some point where, you get a letter in the mail that's like, oh, I'm pulling you back in? Probably. But, I figured maybe we could just change my name, get out of here, figure it all out, get away from it all.
Well, listen, that is a truly wonderful story, and I'm very happy that you achieved some level of peace, but it truly does not matter anything that you have done in the time since killing me, including carrying a child around with you for some sort of sense of sympathy. You and I have unfinished business, and nothing you've done is going to change that.
I mean, all right, if you say so. I don't know why you're here, because I know I'm not the one you want. I know who you want.
Do you?
Oh, we think we both know who you want. They're the one that put the hit out on you.
Sure, you were still there to comply, though, so you and everyone else, well, outside of Silva, who's already dead. Oh, and Halia is also dead. So there's really only a few of you left. But, who I want is all of you. I want all of you. So there's a couple of ways we can handle this. You can do your son a favor and send him away. Put him with people who will care for him. Show him the love and the life that I'm sure you would have if you were around to do so. Or you leave it to me to kill you in front of him. And then that is your folly as a father, because now you've scarred him. So it's really up to you how this goes, friend.
And he just kind of like yells to you guys over in the, the general vicinity eating the cake. And he's just like, are you guys involved in this too? Because just be aware, he could be part of your crew and then sometimes show up to murder you all in the future if, apparently.
If you kill me. I mean, really, it's really...
I didn't kill you.
I feel like the buck stops there. You didn't.
I did. We're gonna argue. If we're gonna argue, I didn't pull any blade toward you, and I was just following orders, just like you're just apparently following your own orders. Just saying.
I'm gonna walk up to
Yeah.
Gable, and I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's been a long ride to get here. And trust me, I understand when you want something so much that even it will blind you to everything else around you. But if my old stubborn ass can learn to give second chances and come back from my own mistakes and words, his life is forfeit. His kids isn't.
You are absolutely correct.
Don't take the boy's father away from him. You kill him today, you create Valen 2.0. That kid never asked for that. Doesn't deserve that. You need to ask yourself a hard question, Gable. Is the vengeance that you desire yours, or is it your patrons?
Careful, Bronson.
I am being careful because I'm your friend, Gable,
Oh, I know.
but I'm
But
not
there's-
your patron's friend. So I'm asking Gable.
Something you need to remember, Bronson, is that while you are attempting to appeal to my good nature, I died that day. That's where the empathizing stops.
I've stopped you from dying our whole adventuring career. So if
I'm
you want to start
aware.
making a tally, one ain't shit. And you know it. And if you continue to veil over the true problems, this list, when it's all said and done, isn't going to deliver you the redemption you think it is. Abel, I love you, but I'm not going to let you kill a father's child. I'm sorry, a child's father. It ain't right, you know it.
So, when we first met and I explained my predicament and you were on board, suddenly your conscience is here to say no.
Yeah, because I didn't
You
know anything about this guy. And apparently, things have changed. Life isn't white and black, Abel. There's a lot more nuance in it. And you're allowed to change your mind and make a decision based off of new information.
And if I don't want to,
Yeah. Buddy, I'm not going to let you go through with it.
Okay. So it moves in from the other room. This is my house, and there will be no killing here,
oh,
no
absolutely.
matter what happens.
Of course.
I'm not going to dissuade you or persuade you in either direction. But it does seem like Valen is dead. Does he seem like the same person that you knew before?
He's very convincing.
Well, I can't condone killing a father in front of his son. It is not my choice. You have your own deal to deal with. And I don't want to know. So, this conversation is done. Whatever happens when they leave this house, Bronson, you can do whatever you want. Gable, you can do whatever you want. You two, I've already given you leave to go and be whoever you are.
If I can't just go and ignore my timeshare, you certainly can't just ignore the murder that you've already been complacent in. We've laid out the line.
It's almost like you're not murdering somebody, but you're complicit in doing it, which makes it just as bad as doing it in someone's eyes. He looks at Gable. I mean, if we're casting,
Valen was definitely a wordsmith.
I mean, those are your words that I didn't murder you and I just kind of was complicit with it happening. So now I need to die. And your friend's doing the same thing. But it's just I'm just observing the situation here.
I don't know you, and I don't care about you. That's really all it comes down to. So,
Yeah.
not
What
in
is
my house.
happening here?
That's all I'm saying.
In my house, we protect children, and I won't stop doing it, even if it doesn't feel right.
I know, and I'm not going to tell you not to do that. But where I stand on this is a very neutral spot. That's all I'm going to say. As long as it doesn't happen in my house. So, that's my 2 cents. She walks back into the other room.
she Homer Simpsons into a bush. Well, Bishop, you've been awfully quiet as well. Why don't you weigh in? May as well.
I think very plainly that I think this is not a path that leads you anywhere good. I think the the vengeance that you seek is hollow and will ultimately be unfulfilling. There is one final name in the bottom of your list. We know whose that is. I also gave my word when you agreed to come down underneath Phandelver that I would not stop you. And I gave you my word as a paladin of the Red Knight, and I will not go back on that. I wish you would do something different, but I'm in check as they were.
Am I feeling anything from the Fellblade? Is there anything happening from being this close to Valen right now?
Evil soul sucking desire to kill.
Surprisingly, no. You've killed a lot of things, a lot of sort of thinking mindless things with the Fellblade thus far. A couple of things that had sentience, but in almost you I don't know if it's a you kind of wish or otherwise, but it is while it does seem to have some degree of its own will, it also is essentially, uncaring in this at all. It's an instrument. It's a tool to be used. If it's going to be used, it might care about it then, but it is completely neutral in this situation, just as probably it was when it was used to kill you the first time.
Mm.
So it's not hungering. The fell blade is not the means of it's a means to an end, but
Mm.
the list and the vengeance that you seek is what you have kind of wrought for yourself, and your patron has granted you life in which to seek out said vengeance. But for what it's worth, 2 of the people on your list have died neither by your hand, and your powers haven't been taken. So, take from that what you will.
I would like to cast Detect Thoughts,
Okay.
and I would like to get surface thoughts from Valen.
Sure. All right. So, surface thoughts. There is obviously, given the situation that you're in, the immediate thoughts are all kind of to this child more than anything, about just thinking about what it's going to be like. There's also, to some degree, like, you know, as a good liar and a gambler and things of that nature, there's times that you kind of know when you may be beat. And if it comes to blows, and he doesn't know the situation. It sounds like now it may be 1-on-1, possibly 2-on-1 in his favor, depending on how things are going with what's being said in this room. Not expecting any insight or help from his ex, maybe still fiance, doesn't know, but um, it's to some degree a resignation of, uh, you know, I thought I was, out of this. I was going to be living my life, caring for my son, and now I'm almost to some degree resigning to death. But the one kind of shining beacon is just thinking now. There's images playing through his head of like that child growing up and like going to school and all the kind of like could have beens that may not get to play out if he were to die here. I mean, I'll give you everybody's surface thoughts because why not? This is what's happening. So the doppelganger in the room is also just like uh essentially like a holy shit, what the fuck's going on? I thought there was some lying, obviously, but now there's a whole lot more, and now he's gonna get murdered, and they're in on it, and like some of these people, I find it hard, like now we're like, not we could kill people, but we can't kill people in the house, but we can kill people outside of the house, and like the paladin, holy knight of good, is like, maybe don't do that, but like fucking go ahead, I don't know. The only one over here is the life cleric going like, hey, don't take a life. Well, I mean, shocker, I guess that makes sense, but boy, oh boy, did I not know what's going on. And I thought I had some of them pegged down on how they were based on the little interaction I had. I didn't fucking know any of it. Everybody's got layers and layers about lies behind layers. Maybe everybody just lies all the time, and that should just be, I don't know, maybe this whole coming out and being truthful thing, it seemed like the right thing to do, but everybody I'm talking to now just seems to be lying about shit. So maybe lying is life. Maybe that's the secret. It's just an existential crisis across the table from this doppelganger.
I
And
call you
if
Johnny Torches.
yeah, Johnny fucking Torches here, lighting up my whole fucking spot. I will, and if you guys would, well, it does glean surface thoughts. I will let if the party would like to provide you with what their surface thoughts are, without diving, you can obviously get them as detect thoughts as a radius. So, and the servants are like, oh god,
Yeah, not Soot because
Not
of the ring.
me.
not Soot because of the ring. That's true. So you can get Gable or Bishop and Bronson's surface thoughts if you'd like them. I'll let them provide them to you.
Oh
If you'd
shit!
like
Are
'em.
people reading my thoughts right now? Bro-
It's fucking timeshare.
Bronson,
Focus,
only the
focus.
distraction of the potential of a child having to grow up without his father has pushed the timeshare further back into his mind. Bronson knows that he can't live with that choice since he's implicated in this. He wish it were easier, but he knows the oath that he took to Shantae and protection of families, and that, if nothing else, is the strongest pull and North Star in his life. And he knows that regardless of how gray and nuanced and effed up this situation is, that he needs to protect that.
Chip is like white knuckled on his rapier, like, don't fucking do this, man. I said I wouldn't stop you, but I wish I was smarter. Then you're better than this. There's enough. It's your patron. You're better than this. You don't have to be this. Can't say anything. But God, he could do.
Oh,
Don't.
Bishop's thoughts
Come
are
on,
so
man.
good.
You just.
I
Let's find this. Let's figure it out. Let's find another way. Totally neutral, though. I mean, sweating profusely,
Yeah.
So
but like
clammy.
Yeah.
trying
sweat.
to look neutral. Obviously, all of these thoughts are probably right on his face. You didn't need detect thoughts,
Yeah.
but
can read you like a damn book. I will drop concentration.
Mhm.
Where is he?
Last I saw him, he was going to Waterdeep. He said he had some big plans. He invited us all to be a part of it, but he said he was above the Zentarum now. He had a greater master, bigger, stronger, and he could only let people in if they swore to stick with it. I don't know if the others did. I saw my chance and I got out. And I haven't looked back. And until right now, I thought I was clear of all of it.
Silva might have thought a lot like you. And that's probably why she's dead.
Well, that's
What
news
does
to me.
this...
Mm.
Does this mean anything to you?
I mean, he had a lot of, when we brought up this new master, said a couple of things about he couldn't let us in on any of the secrets unless we agreed to be a part of it. So that's the best I got for you. But I saw the opportunity, and I also, not for nothing, realized that none of us were safe from any of his anything. We were a good team, all of us. While the stuff we did wasn't great, and you know this just as well as I do, we were good at what we did. And I don't know what changed that he needed us to have you not be part of it anymore. But, if the same thing happened and it was me in your shoes, I hope you would realize that everyone to him is expendable. No one, he has no allegiances to anyone, I don't think, other than himself and whatever new master he might have. But how can you, when you realize that no one's safe from his wrath, with all it takes is just this one's got to go now. I took the opportunity, I left, I changed my name. I sought only honest work for the purposes of trying to get
Yes.
out of this. But
Yes, and you donated to charity. You had a child. Yes, moving on.
my point is, I didn't want to get in bed with that again, because that's not a good spot. And whatever he's giving him, Zentarum is horrible. You know this. Something worse or stronger or better? I don't know what it could be, but I know I don't want any part of it.
My memories of the days leading up to my final day as a mortal are a little muddled. What did we do?
He had us get that, for one, was one of the things. And he points to the fell blade. And he goes, "Do you know much about that? Because I don't know a whole hell of a lot, but I heard some of them chatting about it. That thing can steal more than just life from people. It can steal memories." You kill somebody with that, you stab someone and they get away, it steals all sorts of stuff from people. You kill someone with that, it can take, I don't even know what it's capable of doing. But I wouldn't be surprised that the reason why your memory around what happened there is so fuzzy is probably because you got stabbed with that and those memories were pulled from you. Where they go, are they contained within it? I have no idea. Someone's got your memories somewhere.
So we found this dagger, and what else? Anything else?
He was supposed to have some meeting with the head of the Zentarum. And all I know is that member, the head of the Zentarum, died. And he sort of kind of took over that role. And then we had a couple of significantly higher paying missions than we should have had for what the work we were doing. But if he was in charge, I guess he could just dole out the coin as he saw fit. And then, yeah, I don't know, a couple days later, he says, "Yeah, well, it's time to Gable needs to go," basically. We didn't really get a whole lot of context. It was just, you know what, he's got to go. And then, the blade that we'd managed to secure is like, and this is the one that's got to do it.
Is there anything else that you think that I should know?
Let's see. The only thing I would tell you is to be. Let me see if I have my notes here. Gable. I think I just labeled it Gable stuff. Here it is.
The stuff.
Yeah, that Lysa and Crag, they left together. So if you find one of them, you're probably going to find both of them.
I stare daggers at Bronson and Bishop.
I don't budge.
Take your child and leave this place. And if I ever see you again, you will find out that there are fates worse than death. This is the mercy that I will offer you.
And he just gives you a curt nod and gets up expressly from the table and goes outside. gets his son. They come back inside. He looks to the doppelganger and he says, "Yeah, we're gonna head out front. If you want to talk about things." And then he's like, "Oh, Daddy, who's that?" And they just get rushed out the door to the doppelganger.
Is the little red panda still with him? Like,
Well, it's Gidget, so
yeah,
you know,
I mean, Gidget's still doing playing his
yeah, I guess
part.
so. Right at this point,
It's like holding him from the waist,
Yeah.
like his arms all-
Can we keep him?
um, makes his way out front, and yeah, the doppelganger looks to the four of you and goes, listen, I don't. There's nothing I can say.
You can just go.
I can
Follow
just
him. Go. Live
Yeah.
your life.
All right.
Love.
All right.
From what I can tell, he's being genuine.
People can change. You did.
Don't
Also, you
let
guys should
his-
play the
Story.
lottery today because you have dodged a lot of bullets.
Don't let the skeletons in either one of your closets prevent you from something good.
And they'll get up and go to walk out the door and say, "Hey, for what it's worth, maybe you should take some of that advice for yourself too." And they walk out the door.
Damn, that doppelganger's so smart.
Well, I guess we have a party to cancel.
Well, I mean, the deposits are all down and everybody's already humming. I mean, we could have a party for something.
Like what?
So, that doppelganger was right. All right. You have a lovely life here. But I want to have a lovely life with you. I want the adventure that we've had. And almost watching Gable kill that guy. And listening to Bronson talk about how love is patient and kind. It made me think that I was waiting for like a moment, the right moment, and that's not gonna happen. The right moment's now. I don't want to wait anymore.
What are you talking about?
Will you go out with me?
Like, what do you mean?
Like dating. Let's live life together. Let's just go for it. There's
You guys
people
are
coming.
dating?
I had a really long time when I was dead. Droop. But
What
I
did this ring do to me?
let's just do it. Let's just try. Things have been so crazy. Let's just go for it.
I mean, yes, yes, we can date, but is that really a reason to throw a party?
Do you have something else in mind?
I mean, well, I don't know who I am anymore, and I guess I'm okay with somebody killing somebody else in revenge, and that's new. But and I found out my family wants me to be happy, which I knew, I guess, but there's been a lot of changes that have been happening, and then you died, and then
And you
you're
brought me back.
and-
I was down there for so long. And the thought of you, of coming back, it kept me going. It kept me sane. You're different now. We all are. Bronson's twice divorced. Gable's dead. You're whole, but does that change how you feel?
No, no. I've had feelings for you since the second day we met, and it's hasn't changed. And I thought with all the waiting and the changes, and I thought something would be different, but it's not. And I thought you might not like me anymore because of who I am now, and I was so worried that everything was just going to change that I didn't let myself really feel it. But
I love you. I mean, if they want a wedding, I'd be in. Or an engagement. Or
The ring of mild children. The ring of mild children is the engagement ring.
Why not? Give me a reason. Give me a anything to say no, and I'll drop it. But I
She
want
just
it.
puts her hands over your mouth.
I grab your hands and I pull them apart and I pull you in close and I kiss you.
She pulls away. It's just like, I love you too. I have, and it hasn't changed, and nothing is going to change. But I didn't plan this wedding, and I don't feel comfortable making it ours. So, what about a long engagement?
Perfect. My parents would be pissed if they weren't here for the wedding.
I was thinking about that too.
Party.
An engagement party. Gable, I'm so glad you didn't kill that guy. I go and I kiss Gable on the mouth.
Oh God, that would have been a real shadow looming over this.
Oh.
Oh my
I'm
god,
getting
she grabs.
married.
We have to tell my parents. And she just like grabs Bishop and like runs out of the room.
Excellent. Great.
Yeah, we go tell my parents.
Okay. And they're just
Oh,
like,
hey!
I mean, we already have the deposit, right?
Yeah. The
I mean,
cake
it's a
is so
different person.
delicious.
It was so good.
and they're just like, and they both kind of like, there's definitely just absolute like flabbergasted, like and it was a fake one, and then maybe somebody was gonna die, and then it's a whole thing, and then they're
they
just
don't know
like,
about the death.
they have servants that heard everything. Like,
That's fair.
you didn't shoo the servants out of the room. They were in
true.
there, heard the whole thing. And then they're just like, and they're like, so much is going on, and then eventually there's just sort of like and then like shoulders kind of slump down, and they're just kind of like, you're getting married.
Champagne.
The beautiful mind process begins to go through Bronson's mind, and I throw back my cape like Magneto, since I have this thing right now. And I walk outside in a beeline to the front of where the orchard is, and I will cast every single spell from 6th level and below on Goodberry to create a grove to make wine with
All right.
for this wedding.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is all of the good berry wine.
I'm going to need 10 individuals from the orchard here picking nonstop for the next 5 hours. We got wine to make.
Let's talk floral arrangements.
So
What?
while all
There's
of
a
this,
montage.
while all of this is going down, and the overjoy and happiness of all of this, I'd like to cut back to Gable because he just looks like such a sourpuss right now. We need to talk to him real quick. So, you feeling pretty, I'm going to assume defeated almost in a way that your quarry was here. You had it. You had it dead to rights. And then your party just over here convincing you that it's a good idea to let him go. And you know, maybe somewhere in that shriveled up heart of hearts of yours, that was probably the right call. But you're like, I should. It's like, am I gonna go kill him behind their back and not let everybody know? Am I gonna do? What am I gonna? How am I gonna handle this? Right? But you get like as if through a really bad, like scratchy cell phone call with static, where like you only are able to get like words of it. And you know what? I guess it's probably not even words, more emotion. And it's from, and you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that it is that spirit, the spirit that brought you back. And it's kind of like, it's not feelings of disappointment or feelings of anger, hatred, or anything like that. There's almost a small amount of like acceptance to it. Perhaps there's something to be said of a, you know, like it's a symbolic, you know, striking off the list. But you start to hear that voice in your mind for the first time. You've only ever seen just a crow or a raven making, you know, noises, but no actual words. And something about this instance of what you just did, you feel some connection that you haven't really felt there before. And it is just kind of booming sort of like echoey voice from nowhere, and it starts to say Gable. Before it can finish it, you just hear a shh in your mind, and then it cuts out and everything's back to the way it was. And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Who is this? What is this power?
So, anyway, that was a wonderful session. We got so much done.
Can we give it up for Ted for all of that
Oh my!
NPC RP, making it brutal,
Dude,
making it
I had
nuanced?
I had no idea what was going on. I don't think anybody knew how that was going to end up.
Mhm.
I have no notebook. I have no pen. I had no battle maps really planned. I was just like, I told you, I'm going off vibes and just trying to make it. And I was like, I'm gonna just make it the worst for everybody.
Yep.
Everybody
I
should
had
feel
a
bad
good
about this.
time.
They were just
I
a
would've let
loving
you-
family. That's all.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Except for they
I would've
stole
let you
my
kill him
identity and tried to take over my life, you know? Except for that. You know.
Except for that. True.
I mean,
Except for that.
they weren't causing any harm.
I didn't kill them, okay? They're fine. They're out on their
right,
own.
correct. And they didn't cause any harm to any. They could have just
Good.
taken over the whole
Yeah.
family. But
They
they were
coulda.
just living life.
Good. They can go live their life somewhere else.
Do you think this is the last you're gonna hear of him? It's probably not.
In my cheaper townhome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
right?
fucking cheaper townhome. God damn it! What a
Oh, you could have
dumbass
stuffed
thing.
him in an outhouse for all that mattered if he didn't have the kid there.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
could do it.
yeah.
Could do it.
Mwah, everything. Whole
Mhm.
thing.
So let's
I didn't know if you were gonna make a roll for it or not,
uh
Cujo. I didn't know
oh
if you were
yeah.
gonna roll to see.
I'm glad you did. That was
That-
so strong.
That
Yeah.
legitimately, there are moments where it's like, if it's something smaller, it's like, sure, I'll make a roll. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But like that felt like it would have cheapened it, you
Mhm.
know? Because
Yeah.
then like
Yeah,
you're not in
understand.
the shoes of the character.
Yep.
Mhm.
Understand.
So
Well, you
That,
know,
that
that's
was. Oh.
you heroic motherfuckers.
that's what they say, you know, right? The only time you're supposed to roll for something is if there's a degree of uncertainty. It didn't seem
Right.
like there was there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that answers that. So all right, well, let's go down the line and outro everybody here. Robert, what's going on?
Hey, I'm Bronson. You can find me at my townhome in Luskin for the next undetermined amount of years that I signed on, but I'm going to ignore that for a little bit. You can find Captain Robert over on his channel. He's probably playing D&D all week. And yeah, you can hear him rant and rave because he just finished up Expedition 33 and he's got strong opinions. And nobody really cares to listen, but I'm sure at some point in time you'll hear him.
All right, LB.
Hello, everybody. I'm LB Hackamup. You can find me at LB Hackamup on Instagram and on Blue Sky. I am Hack Recklessly on Twitch and on YouTube. If you have not watched our Sunday night game with the Scooby Squad, Greg Leatherman has been letting us play his new non-released game, Dumbasky Tamers, which is so fun. There's so much art for all of the Dumbasky. So if you have not checked that out, check out the YouTube. The first 2 episodes are up. The final episode will be this Sunday. Cujo's in that game with me, and we have a lot of fun. It is very funny. So it is very excited for this engagement, and
Gotta gather them all.
Yeah, we do. Oh,
Unique catchphrase.
No, we do have a
Must
catchphrase.
catch the all.
Must catch the all is our catchphrase.
Nice.
Thank you, Crit Bard. Or no, that was Nerdy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next time I'm going to be live is tomorrow on Critic Chronicles, where we're doing our Tales of the Valiant game. I play a monk with, it's very Dexter-like. He just wants to fight people. I just want to fight people. Let me fight people, please. That's me.
All right, Jake.
What's up, Internet? Very excited to be engaged here on game. I'm just thrilled with the whole night in general, actually. But you could catch me on my podcast, Legends Rerolled, where we replay through classic stories. We're working our way through season 2, which is Alice in Wonderland. So Ted is a prominently featured player there, one of the funniest little guys you'll ever meet.
I do what I can.
I'm still here. I'm in your mind.
Always here. Cujo.
Hi, I'm Clarence. I haven't been featured on this story in a while, but that's okay. I'm just a side character. I just come up whenever I'm referenced. You can find Cujo at Cujo Plays Games or Critic Chronicles. Critic Chronicles is another AP channel. LB said it. We have Tales of the Valiant tomorrow night. It's sponsored by Kobold Press for 2 years in a row now. And then Friday we have Shadows Over Baldur's Gate, our Baldur's Gate 3 inspired sequel campaign, where we're dealing with some craziness after the Cult of the Dragon stuff was foiled. It was crazy. And actually, there's a new show on Tuesdays. If you missed it this week, Bitten. It's a Daggerheart Chronicle. Just started, and we're gonna have our next episode live on Tuesday of next week. So you should tune in if you're a fan of The Last of Us or The Walking Dead or like the Lord of the Rings or anything magical, really. But that's me, and if you have some chocolate, I'll take some. Just send it to P.O. Box 6969.
Actually, I do need you to roll me a percentile. Someone did get you a trinket there, Cujo.
Oh,
So you want to go ahead and
well,
do that
thank
for
you,
me.
chat.
Nice.
At least someone gave me something.
No, I took everything from you. Gave you nothing.
64.
Okay. A glass jar holding a writhing tentacle that screams when the jar is opened.
I immediately fucking throw it out.
You can never be lonely.
No, I'll
on
put it in my
tentacles
inventory.
only.
Oh, I did add
Goes in
Ring
the
of
lake.
Mild Shielding to the Paladin list for protection against devilishly spicy food.
Mild shielding. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm still
Anyway,
gonna need freaking tentacles.
I'm
Ring
Ted.
of mild cheddar.
Right. This is my channel, Nerd Immersion. I got a bunch of stuff's been coming out on YouTube over the past couple of days there. We have a giveaway that's live currently to win. You can the grand prize is a copy of the Phandelver and Below Collector's Edition cover of this adventure signed by the whole cast that you see here. So that runs for about a month or so, or at least a couple weeks now. Yeah, and then I'll be live a bunch over the course of this weekend. I don't know what I'll be playing. Some of you, I've getting a lot of people asking me to continue my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, which is wild because I don't think people care
Chat,
that much.
tell him to play Expedition 33.
That's on the list
So-
too. That's on the list too.
when he gets done, that we can talk about it and compare it to a real D&D party. I wanna
it's-
hash it out with Ted for
It's
2 hours.
it's on my. We'll make a content out of it. We'll make it a whole thing. I'll do that.
Just
We'll
like
probably-
book club. Yeah, I know how this goes. I gotta force this. I gotta make sure this thing
Yeah,
happens.
that's true. You can play. Yeah, LB knows she was supposed to be part of it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I read the book.
that's more than I did. So listen, guys, I have a lot of shit going on all the time. That's the problem. And then yeah, realistically, new skins drop for Marvel Rivals tomorrow, and one of them is the Scarlet Witch skin. So I'm probably gonna be playing a bunch of that. Scarlet Witch skin looks
Yeah,
sick.
boy.
So anyway, thank you.
Dragon
Are we off? Somebody out next week? I forget.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone next week.
All right. Well, you're an integral part of this, so we're gonna be off for next
Yeah.
week. We can't have
Sorry.
the planning of the
Ninja
engagement
Sex Party's
party.
coming to town.
Yeah.
Can't have the
Fantastic live.
can't have
Runaway Bride.
the
Yeah,
the
Runaway
wedding.
Bride.
Yeah, right. She's up and she's gone. Oh wow! After all that, she just left.
understand.
Got cold feet.
That would be wild.
That would be hilarious.
But anyway,
And crushing.
Bronson's gonna ask every bridemaid. Now, I just need to make sure I don't have the ring of mild shielding anymore. But you're not a doppelganger, are you?
Oh my god. Who would she even have in her bridal party? Just be you two standing up there.
you just got rid of your other self. Well, they're gone, so you
Yeah.
can't have them.
Well, I don't really want them at
Uh,
my
the-
wedding.
I
Thank
mean,
you.
They might know you better than you. Who knows? So
I'm sure they do. They've done a good job of stealing my identity, Ted.
anyway, yeah.
Face
thank
off.
you.
Is
yeah,
Richard
right.
the matron of honor? Is it?
Anyway, thank you all so much
Gable
for
is the
watching.
maid of honor.
We'll see you guys
Yes.
in
Bronson is the
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
I'm obviously
2
freaking
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm
I'm
married.
saying
y'all.
goodbye.